Good evening, everyone. We'll be live very shortly, and I cannot wait to be with you. It is on, and tonight will be an explorations that we certainly will not be forgetting anytime in the near future. So, rest assured, your patience will be rewarded. It'll just be another moment for me to use the restroom and come right back. You can't have already forgot. It hasn't happened unless you were also in the future, which is amazing. Hello, everyone. Tonight is a very special night. So much has happened in the past 3 days, hasn't it? It feels like we are truly entering a new section of the universe, one in both space and time after most recent events. We are going to be discussing local events, but also some not as local events. We are truly in the midst of a paradigm shift in the world around us, and how that will affect our lives going forward cannot be underestimated. We're going to talk about that tonight at Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Well, there it is. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Is it over here? Okay, one second. Some children broke into my house over the weekend. Kind of messed up everything. Got into my studio and kind of really ran Hello, everyone. My name is Leslie Tanner, and welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. It's so wonderful to be with you. It is such a treat. Every single day that I spend with you is like opening up a Christmas present on a Christmas in July sale. I break, in my mind's eye, I break into the car dealership, and I see that they have a Christmas in July thing set up, a Christmas tree with a Hawaiian shirt. All the sales associates are wearing Hawaiian shirts, and I break in though because I know I shouldn't open the presents, but I do, and it's that rush, it's that adrenaline, it's that doing something in the face of danger, of knowing that it's immoral or bad potentially, and that I could be arrested and put in jail, and my life ruined, but I risk it all. I risk it all for us, for the community and the project that we work on. I've been reflecting so much. It's been such an active couple days, I believe. Hasn't it? Hello. Waxy, ZXC. Hi guys. Not Mish. Good to have you. Let's see, 712. I was peeing so hard, what happened? I hope you buried them well in the back. Well, they're no longer with us, that's for sure. I wish them the best in their journey, but it's not, let's say it's not in our immediate vicinity of the universe. Oh my gosh, it's amazing what the universe can do. It provides, it gives, but it also takes away in equal measure, and sometimes greater measure. And also, as we know, as existing, we've been sort of affirmed in the plane of being, and we've escaped the realm of non-being. And in doing so, things can only be taken from us. It will only be lost from here on in. And to truly wrap your mind around that reality is a staggering one, not for children. So in a way, it's good if you're going to die, we're not as lucky as that, but if you are a child and you do die as a child, then ultimately you hit some sort of lottery. You returned to the realm of non-being before your intellectual, emotional mind had a chance to develop and experience the depth of loss. So kudos to you. I can't wait to pay rent for the rest of my life. See, now there we go. Someone knows exactly what I'm talking about. There will be nothing but loss here on out. We need to champion consequences for our actions. Well, that's an interesting point. I don't know what you're referring to, but I agree. I assume the children cosmic energy has been redistributed. That's all right with me. And I couldn't agree more with you, ZNC. And I love that, the way you phrase that. A redistribution of cosmic energy. Wow. Redistribution of cosmic energy. That's such a gorgeous way to put something so terrifying. The level of repression. That's what I love about. I know we kind of sit tangentially to our New Age brothers and sisters, and that's something about the way they speak to each other. The way they speak to each other is so repressed and so weird that they say things like that, and I love it. I support it. But it scares me at the same time. It terrifies me in a way few things can. The level of repression to call an oblivion, absolute death, cold death of non-being, of being, into the realm of non-being. It chills me, And to call it redistribution of cosmic energy is the level with which it wants to be triumphant is Herculean. You know, it's a Herculean effort, but it is terrifying that someone can carry that kind of attitude around with them and not have their heads explode like in Videodrome, the movie by Cronenberg. Anyway, so guys, welcome back to Explorations. My name is Leslie Tanner, and I am your host of Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Now, it's been wonderful to see you all again, and I can't wait to catch up with you. We're going to open the lines in just a little bit, but until then, I just kind of want to give you a little bit of where Leslie is at. Now, because in case there are any lurkers already, in case there are any lurkers in the back already, you need to know something a little bit about Explorations. Explorations is a ground zero of so to speak, of reaching out. But as we reach out, reaching in also, and we explore the universe without and within simultaneously, consciously, in both the conscious and unconscious mind. And we investigate. We investigate. I just want to make sure we're all okay. We investigate the world as it exists both within and without, and we find that border, don't we? We find that border. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. We find that border. Let's see. Did that go up a little bit? Are we check and test? 1, 2. No, a little bit more. No, that's not right. Yeah, that is. Checking and testing, and this is correct, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit better, I guess. But as we go out, we will find, the further we go, the more the border between the two worlds start to overlap. The border starts to blur, and these two worlds overlap. And we find ourselves in a world of simultaneous existence, both in and out, one and collective. They all exist at the same time. And it is terrifying, but it is so freeing, and that is where that realm, that point of time and space, is where our true potential lies. Now, I claimed earlier on a tweet that Explorations is a place that legally guarantees the curing of all mental illness and also will increase your sexual and financial virility. And that's absolutely true. You can take me to the bank. Explorations LLC, if you need to draw up any legal proceedings, if you're going to sue because your life is ruined, you can't become aroused anymore, and you've lost your fortune, and you're more isolated and mentally ill than ever, sue Explorations LLC. You'll find it in the library, all the information you need, but you won't need to do that because it's not going to happen. This is ground zero of the rest of your life, so welcome aboard, everybody. Hello, Mary. It's good to hear from you. You're up there like a Boeing 737. I don't know what that means. I can't wait to take you to the bank so we can do some banking together. I would love to go. If you guys need to go to the bank, I love the bank. I love the vibe at the bank. Much like the library, I love the vibe at the library as well. But maybe equal to that as I love the bank. My bank stopped carrying candy, which I was like, what? Am I still going to like this? But I do. I love the people. I love the music. I love the pace. None of the staff really wants to be there, and they don't pretend like they want to. So there's an honesty, a very clarifying honesty about that, and I appreciate the lack of eye contact and emotional distance, because there's nothing worse than having to make eye contact and be at a 7 when you are barely awake and maybe are at a 2.5 internally. Let's see here. So I just need let's change the vibe up a little bit. I think it's time. Now, guys, it's great to be with you tonight. I love when the security guards grope me because my member is so large. So do they think it's a gun, 712? I think you might have a legal case yourself here. I think it's not legal to be groped, and regardless of the size of your member. And by member, I assume you mean penis. If you don't mean penis, let me know, and I apologize for making that assumption. But if you do mean penis, then I think you've got a real lawsuit on your hands right now. Unless that's a game you guys play. That's a little sexy game you play with the security guards. That might be kind of fun. Well, anyway, guys, before we launch into some calls, before we launch into explorations, before we launch both in and out to discover what lies before, to truly experience the leaves of the lilacs as they blossom through us. It's springtime, of course. I act as the conduit, as you know. I am a sort of conduit of energy, a source. I take in energy from the community, and I send that energy out, back out into the energy, and then you process that. You each process that, and you send it back to me through the chat, through the channel points, through your calls. And then I take that energy back, and it creates a sort of feedback loop. A sort of drone that evolves over time. Like we are playing a noise set with each other. We're the only ones that want to hear it. And that's true. And that's true of all noise sets. And people there participate, and they kind of want to hear it. And that's what tonight's going to be like. Maybe a little bit better than that, hopefully. That's what I shoot for. A little bit better than a noise set that people kind of want to be at, but not really. An anonymous cheer. Thank you for the 200 bits. Bless you. Bless you. Getting started early. You were so generous so early in the stream. I haven't even done anything to earn that, but namaste to you. I promise I'll earn it tonight. That is my pledge. But tonight, I need you to know now. My mind's been labored recently. It's been concerned with the events happening in the world. Now, everywhere you look, there seems to be a worsening situation, a more violent situation, a situation that's just a little bit less stable than it was yesterday. And in this sea of dissonance that we find ourselves in, I found myself preoccupied with maybe the worst, but at the same time, best, most hopeful spot in the sea of sewage that we find ourselves in. And that was the Will Smith debacle. Hopefully, I don't know if you all saw what had happened at the Academy Awards a couple days ago. Chris Rock had made a joke about Will Smith, the famous rapper. He made, and also star of Independence Day, I Legend, or I Robot, that Asimov movie, whatever, it was okay. Legend of Bagger Vance, Happiness, that one that he played with his kid. M15, it's great to see you as well. Welcome back. But over the weekend, there was a bit of a shake-up. Famous comedian Chris Rock, who I'd love to have on the show someday if he'll ever respond to my emails. Chris Rock made a joke. his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, saying, "I can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2." A reference to Demi Moore's bald head and Jada Pinkett's also bald head. Now, a mild joke, but in good fun, I assumed at the time. It's all on tape. If you don't believe me what I'm saying, I know it sounds out of this world. It's on tape. Check the video. Now, if you watch the video, there's a quick cut to Will Smith and his wife Jada, and Will Smith laughs. Jada Pinkett frowns and shakes her head no. She disagrees. "I'm not having fun. This wasn't funny. I don't like that," is what she said internally. Hold on, there's a thing. Then Will Smith laughs, but then something happens where he goes from laughing. I assume he noticed Jada Pinkett's frown and rushed the stage, slapped Chris Mouth in the face. Really, it seemed pretty decently hard. Star of Shark Tale, is that true? Can somebody check that? Is that really true? Mish, is that true? I can't tell if I'm a vulnerable person and people trick me very easily. So I only ask because I've believed things that sound crazier than that. It's not time yet. Call back. Give me a second. And then he proceeded to cuss Chris out, saying, "Get my wife's name out of your fucking mouth." Very upset, very sort of like a mixture of desperation and aggression, and maybe some sort of forced and something is being forced, and also a feeling of smallness. He feels small while he yells on one of the most televised events in the world. And honestly, though, my takeaway, and again, like I said, I've been meditating, I've been studying the tape, I've been free writing, I've painted pictures, I've drawn drawings, I wrote a couple songs about this. I've been dwelling with this from the moment I open my eyes to the moment I shut them at night. Nothing can be more important than this. As soon as I saw it, this requires my attention, is what I said. So as I sat with this, I've arrived at this event as bone chilling as it is to see violence displayed at which was normally a fun, calm event. I ultimately see this as a massive win for desperate mentally ill men with a very shallow sense of self. That you can go from having fun and to seeing the person that gives your life value, structure, purpose, and see them not have fun. Remember, she said, "No, I don't like this." And he went from, "Haha, we," to, "I must fight. I must lash out." And then he won the big award. He won Best Actor. And I think that was a massive W for me, as well as this community of sort of, mentally ill people teetering on desperation and kind of thrown about emotionally as the universe tides come and go. I thought it was a beautiful night for us on Sunday. So many of you may have been waiting for my opinion on this, and I don't blame you. I have been waiting for my opinion on this too. But I think I implore you to take this as a W. We take this as a win. I certainly am, especially after painting all these paintings I have of it. Oh my gosh. So tonight what we're going to talk about, though, is different. We're going to be talking about an article I read, and then I watched a video about it. I love the internet. I love multimedia. I love learning in the different ways that the internet has to offer. It's such an amazing gift to be offered so much information in so many different ways at a constant rate, than more so than I could ever possibly keep track of. And it doesn't make me anxious. I celebrate it. I love every second of it. And one of the things I came across was exploring how the age of space exploration, as we further into it, how it's going to change everything from architecture to food production to mental health to homes to eventually it'll change even our bodies. And that was the thing I want to talk about tonight is explore. In this article, they merely touched on it. They merely touched on how space race exploration, a journey into the stars, will affect making love and intercourse. And tonight specifically, I really wanted to take a look at if somebody could go ahead and type theme into the chat and bring that up for us, that'd be great. I really wanted to get into. And now, Mish, kind of getting to your point. I hope space makes me hot. We're going to be talking about genitalia in space. Now, what will it make your balls look like? What will it make your penis look like? What will it make your labia look like? Which labia? Who knows what the fuck is going to happen? And will it affect the penis and balls in a different way than it will affect the vagina? Will it accentuate the positive and negative aspects of either one? Will it affect it differently? Is space misogynist? Will it make penis and balls look really cool and vagina look fucking crazy? Or vice versa? Is it misandrist? Will it make the penis and balls look even more clownish and scary, and kind of just let the vagina be in a free-floating sort of rounded thing? Maybe something like that. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So welcome aboard to Explorations. If you're new to Explorations, this is, you joined on a great night. Tonight we're going to be talking about some really interesting topics. And caller, I know you called a little bit ago, but feel free to call in now. 312-612-0853. We're talking about genitalia in space. What are your thoughts? Are you excited about it? Thank you, Doofus. I appreciate that. Will it make the vagina or the penis scarier? Will everything just be scarier in space? Or will the foreignness of outer space ultimately push us towards more carnal, base, primal, animal places of comfort? Maybe we'll be drawn towards more base things, such as we'll look at a penis or vagina that might otherwise scare us and be kind of excited about it because we're in space and we're freaking out. So it's like seeing an old friend from back home, maybe. Let's see here. Mary Lawrence. They tape a garbage bag to their butt to poop on space. That is beautiful. For sure it is. I mean, I do that at home anyway. During Lent. And it pays in dividends for mental health. It keeps you sharp, reminds you, sort of gets you back in touch with your body in a very specific way. And to only have to do that, I'm sure that the mental and emotional acuity of our astronauts I'm sure they're sharp as a tack up there. I'm sure they're doing lots of Sudokus otherwise, but taping a bag to your ass and pooping in the bag makes you so I'm trying to think of like a wild horse. JJ, welcome. You got a new Xbox. Everybody congratulate JJ for his new Xbox. That's exciting news. An unshaven sack would look like Medusa. So you think... So I have some interesting... ZXC makes an interesting point about how our pubes will take on a sort of Medusa-like quality rather than being shaped by gravity and shaped by by whatever pubes are shaped by on Earth, that it'll actually take on a freer quality, a more scary quality. That's a scarier thing to me. Think of my scrotum taking on a more Medusa-like quality. Congratulations, JJ. No, people have been waiting for, I don't know. Are they back order too, like PS5s? Yeah. Does it really bring out the? Does it really bring out the fine-tuned quality of VHS? We're getting a call. That's so exciting. I'll be right back with our caller. Welcome, caller. Thank you for calling Explorations. My name is Leslie. What is something that I can call you?
You can call me King Will Smith.
King Will Smith. Is this Carmichael?
No, this is Will Smith. Didn't
Will
you
Smith.
see me on stage?
Yes, I did see you on stage. You slapped
I won
Chris.
an award for
you
slapping.
slapped a. Oh, bless that. Bless that. Namaste to your joke. That's so funny.
Did you see the big snub?
Who got snubbed? Tell me about it. I didn't watch the awards.
Oh, you didn't watch? Yeah, a lot of people didn't because guess who wasn't there? And guess who was not awarded?
Who?
Me.
Did you make a film, or were you part of any films?
Well, my boss's name is Oscar. So,
Did he make a film?
well, we wear body cameras. You know?
Right, as a police officer.
Yeah, lots of death on those.
Yeah,
like a
that's
Michael Bay.
Interesting.
Do you know Michael Bay?
Not personally. I love his work, though.
Yeah, he did Teletubbies, I think.
Teletubbies. I think he was a producer on Blue's Clues. I think he's had his hands in a lot of children's projects.
Yeah, Big Balls 4.
Big Balls 4. I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, it's just a compilation of large bouncy balls. Kind of like
that sounds
toys,
like such a
trucks,
fun.
trains, and cars.
No, that would be a fun tape to have. Butter Nichols. I hadn't seen you in the chat yet. I'm glad. Thank you for the. That's very nice of you. You did not need to do that, and I appreciate it. I promised to earn that sub. Somebody donated a couple bits earlier as well, and I can't tell you how appreciative I am. I promise tonight the extent of our exploration will prove that to be more than a worthwhile investment for you. So
Yeah, it's going straight to my yacht.
Oh, Will Smith. Tell me, I heard a bird told me, not an actual bird, but I saw in chat that you might be working on a rap project that has no rap quality. It has no rap aspects to it. It's actually a country project that you refer to
No,
as a
I
rap
think that's
project.
the lesser mod you're referring to.
Oh, is it?
You're speaking of one of the underlings. I think that would be Leslie. Tanner Leslie.
Yeah, no,
This is
okay. I'm
Carmichael.
sorry. Yeah, I got that confused then. I apologize. Never mind.
I can't believe you think all mods look alike and sound alike.
Yeah, that's something that I'm working through.
It's a little modest of you.
I know. It's something that I'm working on, and something I humble myself to listen to the mod community. I cannot pledge that I will not make a mistake again, but I pledge my growth.
We would like some more pleasuring from you if you would.
Gladly. You tell me exactly what to do and I will do it. As long as no one's mad at me online, I will violate my deepest of principles.
Great. How long are you?
I'm 6'7".
I heard 6'8". I'm disappointed.
Yeah, you heard incorrectly. I've never even claimed to be 6'8".
Well, that's not the source that I have. My sources are pretty good.
I don't know. Is it someone that personally knows me?
Well, I went on the Google. You know
Uh
how I go
huh.
on Google.
Yeah.
I typed in
Yeah.
LeBron James height, and it
Well, how
said
did you
six
get to
foot eight.
Google, Carmichael? How'd you
How do
get
I
to
get to
Google?
Google?
Yeah.
You really want to know how I get to Google?
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to hear it.
Well, I got a new computer, so I had to
Wow.
unbox
Congratulations.
it. It came in one of those weird sleeve packages, and it wasn't in like a cardboard box, so you had to cut that off, and that's hard to do. Had to get the scissors and cut the edges off, and then I opened that up, and it was in one of those like cling wraps, and that would took a while. I had to unravel that. Then it was one
Wow.
of those boxes where you've got to do a multi-step pull thing. You've got to pull
Yeah.
the bits out, and then you got to pull the bits out then again. And then I took it all out of the big cardboard packaging. They used some kind of hard-fitted cardboard. I'm surprised it wasn't broken.
Wow.
And then I plugged it into the wall, and I went
Sure.
ahead and
Uh-huh.
turned it on. It
Mhm.
didn't ask for a username or password, so I had to go onto my old computer, shake the mouse, username. My username this week is this week. My password this week is last week. And then I
Wow,
went to
that's clever.
google.com through Internet Explorer. It asked me if I would use Edge. I don't know what that is. But I
Asking you
hear a lot of
to,
people
Edge.
in chat talking about it, so maybe it's a good browser.
Yeah, I would love to get. I would specifically love to hear from Red Bear, Whiplash, Procyon. If you guys have any feedback on the functionality of Microsoft Edge, you're kind of the
I
go-to
see Money
edging
Tech
edge
talk about
experts.
Edge a lot.
Yeah.
I think they use a verb or an adjective. I'm not sure which. They say edging. Maybe it's a noun.
Not sure. Love to get there. They're specifically talking about bringing themselves to the point of near orgasm and then stopping touching themselves and kind of leaving themselves at a sort of tortured, ungratified spot.
Or are you saying they type google.com, but they don't type the M and then they don't hit enter and then they have to like wait to hit the M in?
I think so.
Wow.
Well, Carmichael, take me
That's
through the rest of this
deviant.
process. You're opening the box up.
I already opened the box up.
Perfect. And then and you've got your computer out and you type in your username and password. Your username this week is this week. Your password this week is last week.
Why are you
and then
telling
what?
them that?
You
Why are
said
you
that out
telling
loud.
everyone?
No, you said I'm
I told
repeating
you that in confidence. That was off record.
No, that was on the. It's going to be on the VOD.
I live in a one consent state.
A what?
Never mind.
Okay, well, take us to Google though. I need to hear the rest of this.
So then I went to google.com. I typed that in. It didn't work. There was a dinosaur on the screen. I think I got a virus. And then I went back to the other computer, and that didn't work. So I went down to the library. I drove in my car. I almost crashed twice because I don't usually drive in my car. I usually drive in my neighbor's car when he's sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then I went into the library, and I sat down at the computer desk, and one of the librarians came over and said, "You're not allowed to be in here." And I said, "Yes, I am. I'm allowed to be in here. I'm a police officer." And she said, "No, Carmichael, you're banned from the library because what you did on the computers." So I went back home.
What did you do on the computers?
Well, I was just using the computers. They don't like
What
when
did you
use
know?
the
What did you look
computers.
up on the computer?
I didn't look anything up. That's why I had to leave.
Did you spell food on a computer?
No, I was using Microsoft Paint.
For what? What'd
See, I
you
told
draw
I
on
didn't look
Microsoft Paint?
anything up. Well, I was drawing a picture of a new book that I'm going to write.
And what is that book?
Well, do you want to know what the book's called?
Yeah,
Well, what if you steal my book idea?
I won't. It'll be in the official record on this VOD, and no one can take it from you once you've submitted it into this format.
Oh, it's called Leslie Tanner Gangbang 3. I already finished 1 and 2, but the publisher didn't like them.
Oh, that's a goddamn shame. Have you considered self-publishing?
Have I considered...
Self-publishing
What does that mean?
means you don't require the approval of a large company for you to share your expression, your work with the world. You can find a way to put up a little bit of money and get it published yourself, so you can sell the book.
That sounds complicated.
Well, it is a little more complicated, but you're in control, and I'd love to see Leslie Tanner Gangbang 1 and 2. If you could share that in
They
the Discord,
burned
that'd be
my
really
one
nice.
copy.
This would not be the first pornography, the first erotic content written about me, and I love hearing about that from the community. I love seeing it. I love reading it.
Well, you know, my computers weren't working, so I had to go to the thrift store and get an old-fashioned style typewriter. So I only had one copy of each work, and they won't return them. I think they burned them.
Son of a gun. Dang it. Well, that sucks.
But there was a lot of typos. Specifically, it said that you were 6'8" in there a lot. So that would need to be changed if I were to rewrite them.
Might have been why they didn't accept it. But listen, Carmichael, before you go, we're gonna have to end the call soon. But before you go, I wanted to give you a chance.
I need to go.
Yeah, I need to give you. I need to hear. Give Microsoft Edge a thumbs up or thumbs down.
I'll give it 3 thumbs sideways. Because I haven't tried it yet.
When you do report back, and also if you could draw up, maybe your next pornography involving me could possibly include genitalia in space. Maybe just for a chapter. Maybe we go to space.
I'll send you a picture of Pickle Rick as a penis that I drew.
No, that would be so much fun. Thank you for sharing just even that mental image with me.
Okay.
All right, bless you.
It.
Okay, bless you, Carmichael.
Don't put the Discord on stream.
I'm not going to. I have to close it because my computer can't handle it.
Okay. You should get a new computer. They'll send it in hard cardboard. All right, good night.
All right, good night. Oh, my goodness. Carmichael. Always a treat to hear from Carmichael. Usually a lot of work to get him to the theme of the night, which is genitalia, our genitals in space tonight. What do they look like? What will they look like? Will it look better or worse? I think personally my balls will look better, but my penis will look worse. Something interesting. It's interesting to think about, though. (312-612-0853). We were discussing genitalia in space. Is it going to be a win for humans, or will it be a loss? If you have penis and balls, is it going to be worse for you or better? If you have a vagina, will it be better or worse? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. 312-612-0853. Based on some of my women friends, based on how they have described their vaginas to me, I think it's gonna be a win for the vagina. I don't have one, but based on my friends that I've asked about this, they seem to be looking forward to it. How the body will age without the effect of gravity, especially into their later years. If your vaginal age the vagina will probably age at a slower rate without the force of the earth. Imagine just kind of floating through space. Do you think the pee vacuum feels good? I can't imagine why it wouldn't. I think it'd be a problem for me. I'd just be having sex with the pee vacuum. They'd have to send me home. I'd be the first sexual pervert in space because I'd be having sex with a pee vacuum. Or do they have some sort of contraption to make it so that it doesn't feel good? Like teeth. Maybe they put teeth in there. Squirt of the vial. That's the problem. See, that's what I don't think they could put me in space. And they'd have to come up with something. They'd have to come up with something else. Some other kind of contraption. I'm a very virile scientist, and I'm not mentally well, so it's probably, I would not make a good astronaut, is what I'm saying. Vacuum dentata, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, doofus. Something like maybe rows of teeth. Or maybe you just have to put on headphones that say, you're fucking stupid. Like, it just kind of berates you, so you... well, that could backfire if you enjoy that sort of thing, I suppose. Like, if you put on the headphones and it's making fun of you, and then you get more and more aroused. And then why is Corporal Astronaut Johnson peeing for hours at a time? Welcome. Civitas, welcome. Everyone welcome Civitas to the fold. Explorations with Leslie Tanner. I am your host, Leslie Tanner. Tonight we're discussing genitalia in outer space. The coming space age will revolutionize everything that we do. From how we use computers, how we grow food, how we relate to one another, how we raise children. And also, what our penis, balls, and labia will look like in the coming world. Team Web, interesting. I'd be afraid to go in space because I fart a lot and I don't know how the ventilation in the suits work. You probably have to smell it. I wouldn't imagine there's like a fan. Maybe you could put like a dryer sheet over your ass. Maybe you could shove a dryer sheet into your ass and kind of be like smoking weed through one of those things. Put like a dryer sheet over the toilet paper roll. That doesn't work at all. I don't know what the hell. I don't know why that was. Everyone was so convinced that was going to do it. But either way, yeah, maybe you could put a dryer sheet or in your asshole. And kind of train your let's see here. Sort of train your let's see here. I gotta adjust something real quick. Something's off. You could train. Maybe that could be part of the astronaut training. Is you do stuff underwater. You have to do a bunch of math. You have to memorize all the little switches and buttons and stuff. You probably have to be good at calculus, but also you have to hold stuff in your butt for extended periods of time. Team Web, I think absolutely. I can't wait to think about that later on, because we'll move on here conversationally, and I'll talk about something else, but I'll get that taste in my mouth again, the mental image of a dryer sheet in your ass, and the that's just the innovative human spirit for you. It's unending. We adapt, we grow, we learn. We find new ways to move on. And the image of a dryer sheet kind of tucked into an asshole like that, I'm sure would inspire millions if we could get the message out. So whenever you subscribe or whenever you donate bits or the like, I just want you to remember that it goes to efforts like that. I'm going to find a way to create that image and share it with at least the Discord and definitely on Twitter, and share it with potentially millions of people that use both of those services online. I think that science funding could really use that. I think they need a communicator. And I think I could be that person. I mean, that's just one of millions of ideas I have for that kind of project. (312-612-0853). Tonight we're discussing genitalia in outer space. There's a caller just in the nick of time. Go ahead and pull that up. Caller, thank you for calling Explorations. My name is Leslie. What is something that I can call you?
They call me Leslie.
Hey, Fenton, how's it going?
I'm doing good for going.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. That's great to hear that you're in such good spirits.
Man, anyway.
Well, tell me a little bit about what's going on with you. What's been going on with Fenton? Tonight we're talking about genitals in space. Will it be good?
You don't know anything?
What?
Really? You don't know.
What did you just say?
I said, you ain't talking about genitals in space?
No, what will your balls look like in space, do you think?
Balls. What are they gonna look like? Squares, cubes, triangle, pyramids.
I mean, maybe. Oh, how do you think? How do you think gravity affects your? You have a penis, right? I'd imagine. So
big one.
That's great to hear. So, do you think that gravity helps that, or do you think in 0 G's you're gonna suck back in and shrivel up? And maybe that's good.
You're gonna get long like a snake.
What?
Big long and big and chunky. You're gonna get big, long, and chunky.
Well, fuck.
Oh yeah, we can't fuck. Yeah, you come down here, we'll fuck.
But nah, otherwise I might say yes, but you know that I'm in the midst of a season of self-love making.
I don't know about that one, Lily. Cause my Beverly searching's on you, man.
Are you
drunk?
drunk?
On deep roots. No, I'm just playing with you. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Somebody in the chat said you're drunk.
Oh yeah, right now I'm just using hard voice on you.
Okay, all right.
For funnies.
Well, tell me, Fenton. I'd like to throw something at you that I just noticed in the chat.
If you're gonna throw it, you better hit me.
Team Web says, so genitals in space is actually a double-edged sword. Blood flow is better, but if you come back to Earth, it takes time to get used to the gravity again. Do you see a problem in coming back down to Earth?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna come back to Earth, they're gonna be a long orgasm, Leslie. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
How long it take to fall back down to Earth like that? Long time, right? How long it last for you, like?
Probably take
15, 30 seconds?
Yeah, probably like a couple minutes, I'd imagine.
Yep. Won't take too long.
Everyone really likes you in the chat. I've got 2 people saying that they love you.
Well, some people trying to come down here and live with me. It's kind of weird. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Some people, say it again one more time.
Some people trying to come down here and live with me. It's kind of weird. They say they want to love my big rough ass with them. I don't believe them.
So you think they want to live with you because of the Ferris
wheel? They keep
wheel?
saying they want to ride my red rocket. But
Oh, they're trying to have sex with you.
my red Ferris wheel ain't ready for the ride.
Oh, I get it. You're hurt. You're still hurt by the situation that I won't even mention because it triggers you so deeply.
I'm talking about on Ferris wheel, Red Rocket. We took the bear. We got to replace all the bearings, all the springs, all the doodads on it. We took all the metal parts off, and now we don't really know how to put it back together. Maybe we should have.
Oh, wow. How sad. How sad.
Well, we got our best guys working on it. It's gonna go back up now soon. I'm sure about that.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad. I can't. It's hard for me to
Have you seen the
process.
Super Bowl?
I have seen the Super
You seen
Bowl.
the Super Bowl?
I've seen the
What,
Super
you said
Bowl.
what?
Yep. I've seen the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see that score? You see that score yesterday on the Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl was not yesterday.
Yeah, but you see the score for the Super Bowl yesterday. Did you?
No, I did not see the score for the Super Bowl yesterday. No. Tell
Yeah,
me
I saw
about
it
it.
again yesterday.
What did you see? On what was it different this time?
No, it's the same. They don't do that. They don't do that change score. I don't know what kind of sport you're talking about. That's kind of crazy, man. Hello?
Yep, I'm here. I'm just kind of processing.
You're not on the salt?
Why you would tell me that? But because I'm sure there's a reason. Do you like football? Is football an important part of your life, Fenton?
Yeah, I really like the mascots mostly.
Ah, you're a big mascot guy. Do you think they're funny, or do you think they're kind of scary?
I don't like the Chicago Bears. Not one bit.
Bears. Why not the Chicago Bears? What do you feel about the Chicago Bears?
Because their mascots are real bears, dangerous for the people. They got a real bear, their mascot. You know that?
Wow.
They got a real bear.
Wow. And how does that make you feel?
Well, I need to go shoot it.
So scared. You must kill. You must lash out.
Angry.
You view it as a threat.
I'm not scared.
It's a threat.
Angry.
You see it as a
No,
threat.
it's not a threat.
Then why
Not
kill
to
it?
me. Not to me. I'm
Then why
expert
kill
in
it,
bears.
Fenton?
Because people can't be trusted around the bears. They're too stupid. We gotta help them. You know what I'm saying?
You have to help them die?
No, you gotta help the people not pee in their own mouth. Everyone's trying to pee in their own mouth if you did nothing, you know? You know what I'm saying? You never seen someone pee in their own mouth because you didn't tell them not to?
Like a bear? Like you want bears to pee in there? I'm trying to follow this.
No, you don't. I'm talking about people, man. Everybody knew that.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely seen that. I've definitely seen.
You forgot to tell them not to pee in their mouth.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It happens so much to me. I always forget, and then they do.
Have you ever peed in your
It's like, oh,
mouth? I peed in my mouth.
Because I got common sense. You don't got common sense. You probably got one of them fancy scents from like Yankee Doodle candles. What they call them? Candles?
Yankee candles?
Like a candle.
I love Yankee candles.
They got smells like grass, but it smells good. And they got this does not smell like bears, but it smells like sparkles. What else they got on there?
What else they got?
Probably something like.
You're looking at a catalog right now?
I'm just thinking off my top head. Probably something like passion fruit, fascist fruit. Is that one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that one at a floral shop I went to a couple of weeks ago.
You went to a floral shop?
Yeah.
What are you doing with flowers, Lily?
I think they're pretty.
You bake
and I
with
give
them?
them to people sometimes. Huh?
You bake with them?
No, I don't. I give them as gifts.
I heard you bake with flour. It's good for you. You can make some kind of bread out of it. I never tried that.
Baked with bread with flowers?
Yeah, you can use flour on. You got to use the flour on the bread with the yeast.
Well, I must have that recipe. What kind of flours do you put in bread, Fenton?
I don't know, but you got to grind them up and make them look all white.
They kind of look like sugar, but it's not sugar. I made that mistake one time. Put a whole bunch in my mouth. It was not good.
No, see, that's why I'm saying I think there's something you're something of an alchemist to make the flowers
I'm alcoholic.
palatable. Alchemist. You're somebody who, and who takes
Oh,
the
you
basic
think I'm
elements.
like an alcoholic, but for cum?
No, are you?
No, I don't. I use 2 condoms with it.
Oh, okay. So listen.
You know how I do
before-
that?
I don't know.
No.
What's
Okay,
up?
I was
No.
like, I don't think you want to know. You don't want to know, right? I don't want to tell you. I'll get in trouble.
Save
again.
it. Maybe it'll come up in the next call that you make to Explorations with Leslie Tanner.
Yeah, I'll save it. Kind of like it'll come up in the 2 condom. Yeah. No.
Plant the seed.
Yep.
Let the community is going to be eager to hear the end of that story. So let's just
You
let it
said
marinate.
community
for
want
a
to have some of my seed?
I mean, obviously they do. You said at the beginning of the call that people have been coming to your house wanting to have sex with you, and I can only
No, they
imagine.
send me postcard.
Oh, interesting. So they don't come to your house.
I don't know where I live, so they can't.
I
just
do.
send
I
me
know where you
postcard.
live.
Well, that's disputed.
Well, before you go,
Allegedly,
Fenton,
you had sex with Jer Bear. We're still working on that case with
I
Caduceus.
did not have sex with Jer Bear. I've never.
He was sleeping too. I
I
can't
would not
believe
have
you
had
was
sex with Jer Bear awake or asleep.
I don't know about that one. That's not what the records are showing.
That would greatly complicate my therapeutic
we got
relation with Jer Bear. I would
We
not
got
have
that
sex with
DNA test machine coming out with the. They call them like I think it's like a COVID DNA test, and it came back positive. So yeah, that's not good for. We said, is this Leslie Tanner, and it said positive.
Yeah, that sounds like made up not science to me. So I was going to ask you for some advice, but you kind of soured it with that allegation. So I wish you the best. Please
Yep.
call in. Can't wait to hear about how you get so much cum out or whatever you're going to say.
It was a whole process. There was so much left.
Wonderful. Well, we'll talk to you next time.
Okay, it sounds like you're running from these allegations. I'm kind of worried about it.
I will not stand for that. See, if that came up in one of our life coaching sessions, I would delve in head first with that sort of thing. I think him hitting bears is an inner problem with something deeper that is inflicting him on the spiritual. I couldn't agree with you more. I think that he is projecting some sort of hatred onto the bears. I don't think that he needs to attack bears. I don't think he also. Let's review how he got into that. He said he likes football. Then I asked him, "What do you like about football?" He said he likes the mascots. So he doesn't even really. He's into the sport that he doesn't really care about because there's mascots there. And then I ask him what he likes about the mascots, and he says that he likes to kill them, the bears specifically. This, I merely brought up football, which is removed from the core problem by about 4 or 5 degrees. And eventually we found our way to hating bears because they're stupid, and then something about, we made a leap to peeing in our own mouths. He might be fucked up. He might be drunk, but either way, I don't think his life has been nice to him. And I think he's in a very delicate, complicated situation. And it expresses itself cognitively as he sort of strings these very loosely associated things together. But that's the work that we're doing here with each other on Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie, and this is Explorations. Now, I can feel there are some lurkers tonight. There might not be that many. No, there might not be that many lurkers right now, but I can sense you back there. Kind of refusing to participate in chat. Just checking it out. What is this? Or maybe you know what it is, but you don't want to get involved yet. You don't want to get involved in the community yet. You're not ready to take that leap. It feels risky. And I will say, it's not without risk. I've had several students die directly because of their involvement in the program, Explorations. So it's not something to take lightly. It's not something to toss around and play games with. The work that we do here is very substantial and very consequential. 99.999% it has been positive. To both witness and participate in the blossoming of each explorer has been nothing but a treat. Team Webb, I couldn't agree more. The energy drastically changed in a way that his inner fight he suffers from is trying to work itself out. And that's what we bear witness to tonight. Ooh. Doofus, you really brought up something interesting by triggering the exploration. To explore, what does it mean? Now, for those of you that are new, Explorations is a program for self-help, and if you open the channel points, you'll notice something that they're the first 4 buttons that you see are actually the 4 basic tenets of Explorations, similar to the 4 agreements or the 10 commandments, but I've made it simpler than the Christian God could. I've made it simpler to 4, and they're better than the 4 agreements in that it doesn't pretend like we don't know what happiness is. We do, and suffering is not good, and we want to distance ourselves from that, and I think that is a positive thing. I'm not here to trick you into thinking that eating dry rice and running barefoot through a bunch of tree bark that we lit on fire is going to be good for you, or sitting backwards Indian style with some yoga instructor's finger in your ass is positive. We must take our time through it. We must begin with relaxation, but this we've boiled it down to the 4 basics: relaxation, questioning, expressing, and exploring. So relaxation, we can't do anything unless we relax. We relax, we calm down. And as we calm down, we notice things, even if it's just in our body. I didn't notice that my kneecap looked like that. I didn't notice that that's what the wrinkles on the skin looked like on my Achilles tendon. Holy shit, you might say to yourself. But as we do that, as we learn these things, we question, has my kneecap always looked like this? Has my ankle always been the kind of bony, or maybe it's not bony. Maybe you have a very muscular ankle. Maybe it's full of something, of strength. Or maybe you've been standing all day and you retain water. Your feet and ankles are puffy now, and you need to drain them. Now, questioning is where we learn. But next up is my favorite part: expressing. We think about these things that we learned about our body, and we need to express them. We need to express our body and our feelings about the body. So much like this eagle behind me that you'll see in just a moment, we must spread our wings. As an act of nature, it cannot be helped. As we string words together, may I have a glass of water? We must express our innermost feelings, discoveries, inventions, connections. Must express them. And as we grow tired of expressing, we'll be brought to exploration. Now, this is where we combine all elements of the program into one. We shift very, sometimes quickly, sometimes slow, we drift through the universe, as we explore both in and out, both conscious, preconscious, and develop our own science, so to speak, our own sort of logic, our own system of observation, and hypothesis and experiment and whatever the hell else happens in science. Little test tubes and beakers, Bunsen burners, lab coats, maybe whatever that thing is that gets stuck into a pussy during gyno visits. I don't know what that thing's called. Looks like a shoe thing that saves the space in a shoe. If you've got nice shoes. And do we need those in space? Tonight we're talking about genitalia in space. 312-612-0853. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to call us up and let us know. We will find where we're going together. You will not be doing it alone. When you find that you have the courage to call in, simply get out of your hand's way. Dip, 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 dip. Speculum is what it's called. Thank you, Butterknuckles. Speculum. Speculum. Do we need one of those in space? Maybe not. Seems like a medieval device to need in the space age, if I'm being honest with you. Seems like we should be able to I don't know, rig something else up. Do you have another idea instead of a speculum? 312-612-0853. We're pitching ideas about what we can use other than a speculum in outer space. Imagine you're on a space station. Oh, and we're getting a call. Very exciting. Caller, thank you for calling Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something that I can call you?
Kevin.
Kevin! It's great to hear from you. Is this your first time calling?
Yeah.
Well, it's great to hear from you. Kevin, tell me what inspired you to call tonight?
I think your stream looks really cool.
Thank you. Our team put a lot of work into it, and we try to make it look as cool and inviting as possible. Also, stoke questions. We like to stoke questions here. So, have you watched any of the stream tonight?
Like 5 minutes.
Okay, interesting. So, what do you think of what we've been talking about so far? Our theme tonight is genitalia in space.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I know it's kind of weird, but here we'd like to answer and both ask and answer cutting-edge questions.
Is that really cutting edge though?
Yeah, absolutely it is. Well, we are entering, and NASA has committed to putting somebody on the moon almost yearly until 2030, until we will launch a mission to Mars. So we're entering a sort of new space age, a renewed vigor of space space exploration, and we need to ask these questions.
I think we should just not. Yeah, we should just stop using so much oil.
Interesting. Okay.
That would be good.
Mm-hmm. Oil. So, and that's your primary concern when you see a rocket going to space. You think of the negative effects of our dependence on oil.
Yeah, like we're destroying this planet so we can go to another one that doesn't even work yet.
It doesn't. It doesn't work yet. And,
yeah.
So what? You see, I would imagine. Tell me more about this. I would imagine you see the space program as sort of lavish and unnecessary.
Well, I mean, my dad owns like 2 yachts, so yeah, can identify things that are unnecessary.
Do you enjoy the yachts? Do you spend any time on those yachts?
Well, the internet connection is at least good, so that's fun. I get to play on my Nintendo Switch.
Oh, cool. How old are you, Kevin?
Almost
Thank
like
you.
29 now.
29. Wow. Well, it sounds like you have a very, I'm happy for you that, are you happy right now? Are you happy? Is Kevin happy?
I mean, we're out of Sunny D, so that's not great.
You wish you had more Sunny Delight. Who doesn't? I
Yeah.
love Sunny Delight.
So we usually have like a whole fridge stocked with it, but I don't know, some issue.
Maybe a supply chain issue of Sunny Delight.
Well, I think my dad's firing the grocery person because they're not doing a good job. So, yeah.
Now, tell me, if we found a way to go to space without using oil, would your thoughts and feelings about the space program change?
Well, we don't really use oil to go to space, you know.
We use fuel. We use like an oil-based fuel, I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm pretty sure
No, we don't.
hydrogen and oxygen, kind of like that. I don't think it's oil. It's like solid state fuel.
So, what? Then why did you bring up oil?
Well, the oil companies, they always say, oh, we can just go to Mars. Like, we don't need to stop drilling oil and stuff. And, like, fuck the ecosystem, fuck the Earth, because we can just go to Mars. But it's a lie. We can't. You know?
The oil companies say that? Do you talk to them?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, my dad. But,
Your dad works for. Okay, wait, what oil company does he work for, Kevin?
well, I can't say.
Can you say though? Can you just tell me?
No.
Just tell me.
But he owns, like, I don't know, a few $1 billion of the stock, so. I mean, one day it'll be mine, so that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. You never. Yeah, that's so exciting for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I'm putting a lot of effort into life right now, so I guess I deserve it.
You deserve it. You deserve the world, Kevin. You seem like such a sweet and interesting boy. Kevin, what? Tell me. Do you think the effects of zero gravity do you think that'll be a positive thing or a negative thing for penis and the balls or vagina? Do you think it's going to be a positive or negative thing? Tell me, Kevin.
I think that's too much work to think about.
Well, think about it.
Like
Think
not
about
my job, you know.
Think about a penis or balls or vagina. Sort of what would happen in a zero G environment?
They just float, man. I don't know.
They just float. Interesting. And do you think that'd be positive?
I don't care.
Do you have a tight set of balls?
I don't know. Do you?
No. So I think I'm of the opinion that it's going to be a win.
But wouldn't they be like pulling it, and like if they flew too far away, they'd like pull the rest of your body instead of just pulling straight down?
The balls themselves aren't super consequential. It's just a large situation. Like everything about the whole thing is kind of large. It's not very dense. So it won't have its own gravity in that respect. But I do think that...
if you were to like spin around really fast, they would probably go away from you. And then that would start to maybe tear. Even with the zero G, I'm pretty sure.
Huh. Well, that's pretty interesting to think about. Now, tell me, before we do have to wrap this call up in a second, and Kevin, it has been so interesting to talk to you, to have an inside look on somebody's life, the son of an oil executive, a billionaire who lives on a yacht. Tell me,
I live on a yacht. I would just have to go on there sometimes for like forced family vacation. Yachts are small.
Well, anyway, what if we
Like
have
400 feet long, 400 yards long or something. It's
very
small.
an endlessly sweet and interesting young boy,
They
tell
don't have.
me,
They don't even have a VR room there. I keep asking them to add a VR room. They won't add a VR room. It's too big, they said.
well, if we've got anyone in the chat that's looking to get into your position of financial success, what kind of advice would you give someone in the chat?
Well, I think all these young people are spending too much money. They need to spend less money.
Spend less money.
I'm very frugal.
Yeah, I'll bet. I mean, you don't get to the top by doing nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for calling in, Kevin. Really appreciate listening to a new explorer kind of wax poetic about the universe and
I mean, if you can afford it, you could probably just get like a membership at a gym and then like live out of your car. You'd probably save a lot of money doing that. That seems
Okay.
kind of cool to be like camping out in your car.
Interesting. Well, that's a good. Okay. So save less, save more, spend less, and kind of get a membership at a gym and live in your car is what he has to say. Leslie, me and my friend. Oh, and we're getting another call. That's so exciting. Oh, they hung up. Call back, whoever that was. Please call back. Static Doodles. Welcome back. Yeah, Voxacaps and Butternickels, they've been very generous. They've been very generous to us here at Explorations. Both, as we grow together, we will, we will grow by the grace of their generosity. Wow, thank you so much. Morse code. I can't thank you enough. Bless you. We got to figure out a way to get that image of a dryer sheet tucked into an asshole. We need to get that to NASA, in my opinion. And that 100 bits is going to go directly towards that effort. I'm going to work on that tonight. I'm going to get the team working on that tonight. What is going on? The Morse code here, 200 bits. Holy moly. Thank you. I just saw 100. Thank you. Thanks, Morse. Check out Morse's channel. I checked into some VODs. You weren't live, but very, very warm, entertaining channel. I think that makes you gay. You was just helping a friend out. What the fuck is going on in the chat? The age-old question, are you gay or are you not gay? Have you ever asked that question? Hopefully everybody has. Hopefully everybody has inquired whether, am I gay? One time I did mushrooms and thought about it. I'm not, or not enough to be aroused at the thought of naked men. Maybe I'm gay, but like it's a real like demisexual thing or whatever. I don't know. What's the... Yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure that there have been, you know, as the culture progresses, and as we progress as a society. Wait, does having oral sex with another man gay? Anyone know how to get over anxiety attacks? We've got some fun questions in the chat right now. Let's start with the anxiety one. What's the plan right now, Snake? What do you do? You have an anxiety. What do you do about it? What's the plan of attack? Let's start there. People have different styles of dealing with it. We're receiving another call. Glorious. Caller, thank you for calling Explorations. My name is Leslie. What is something that I can call you?
Hey, Leslie, it's Blake. How you doing,
It's
man?
Blake. It's Blake calling back. How are you, Blake?
I'm doing fine myself. How about yourself, Leslie?
I am on the moon. I'm having a great time in Explorations tonight.
On the moon. That's a little topical joke, huh, Leslie? Talking about space.
I suppose so. The unconscious mind is an amazing thing. I didn't even consciously make that connection, but it was made for me through my unconscious mind and also you.
Yeah. Funny how that works, huh?
Have you ever found the unconscious mind making connections for you, Blake? Positive
I
or
have.
negative ways?
I think so. I think through dreams.
Interesting. And what kind of connections have you sussed out of your dreams?
Maybe like personal feelings, like how I felt about things that maybe didn't float up on the surface, but were there under there. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Like things that you maybe
Is
didn't
that-
notice.
Yeah, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Blake, if you don't mind, can you remember any of these instances where you found that the connection was made?
I don't know if any come to mind right now. I'd have to dig pretty deep. I don't know. And even if I dig deep, I might not hit gold. I'm not sure.
I know, isn't that always the case? Even if you dig deep, you might not hit gold.
Yeah, but not to say that the digging wasn't fruitful, right? That it's
Interesting.
It's the digging that is the treasure. Wow.
So maybe you can find some bronze or something, maybe a less precious metal than gold by digging.
Yeah, maybe you like gravel a lot. You just like the sediment that you're digging through.
Maybe gravel could be someone's gold.
True. Maybe in space, like space gravel is super valuable. So just excavating that is its gold in itself. Wow.
And what are you going to do with gold in space?
Exactly. I mean,
who gives a shit about gold in space?
Exactly. Yeah, we're in space. Fuck it.
So if you were in space, what would be your concerns? What would just off the top of your head, if someone said, Blake, you have to go to space tomorrow, what do you bring with you? What are your worries? What are your also, how do you see your life improving?
Oh wow, I wonder what I would bring to space. I wonder what who was taking me to space wouldn't provide. Maybe like some books. I don't know. What would I need in space? A speculum, maybe?
A speculum. We were talking about a speculum earlier.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty interesting. If we would even need those. I don't know. That's a good question. What would you bring to space, Leslie?
I would bring. Oh, that's such an interesting question. I would bring maybe. I would bring. Wow, that's really you pointed the gun back at me, and now I'm scrambling.
Yeah, I only did that because I had no clue what to say either. That's a good question.
I would be worried about people losing their minds. Already, most people that are in my life are pretty mentally ill, and dealing with the loss of structure and adding in even a further isolation to their lives would be disastrous. So I would not bring anyone that I know, and hopefully I wouldn't have to be around them in space, because I'm afraid they would kill me.
I see. Wow, so that's interesting.
What might look like an anxiety attack on Earth could easily turn into some sort of sodomizing cannibalism up in space.
Wow, just because there's nowhere else to go?
Yeah, because there's nowhere else to go. You were face to face with the abyss.
I see.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that'd be... I wonder if astronauts talk about that, like being so alone. Just being present in the void. I wonder if that has an impact on them. I mean, maybe they're just too busy doing like experiments on tomato plants that they don't really think about things like that. But I assume when they they settle down to bed, or they like look out a porthole, that it's like, I don't know. It's like it's staring you in the face at that point.
Sorry, I had to adjust something on my computer. My computer's heating up for some weird reason. Making sure, sorry. Okay. I think that they would lose their minds. I think they would lose their minds because they're I think the mentally ill are oh, I'm freezing. Hold on a second. My whole shit's freezing up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, brother. It's running so hot.
Isn't that funny? Computer's running hot, but the stream is freezing. Funny how that works.
That is funny. Also, it's interesting that, this computer is generations more advanced than the computers that took us to the moon, but it can't even handle a goddamn Chrome browser and is ready to shit its pants.
That's true. Yeah, you didn't even think of that. Those computers probably ran on paper and tape.
Yeah, exactly. Those probably ran in some sort of binary Morse code with coordinates, some sort of
hand
space coordinates that they typed in with. I've got a. Thank you, Team Web. Team Web told me that I have a dump truck, and I appreciate that. So, Blake, to focus back on you for a second, I gotta throw tonight's theme at you. What do you think the effect of outer space will be, not just on the shape and look and our relationship with genitals at large, but the politics between men and women? What do you think is going to happen there?
Oh, what, on a spacecraft? What happens?
Yeah, I'm talking about a long-term space station situation.
Right, I see. I don't know. I think the obvious first train of thought is isolation, right? What happens when, if you want human contact, you've only got the same 11 heads to talk to. Honestly, that's terrifying in and of itself.
There we go.
What if it's just 11 people you don't like?
Exactly.
What, you just stick to yourself? And then you really go insane, I feel like. Or maybe you're just more predisposed. That's pretty terrifying. Oh my goodness.
So you don't see.
I don't know, Leslie.
Well, listen, I'm gonna cut real to the chase because we're getting to the end of our call tonight. But I'm gonna cut right to it. Do you think it's going to be a positive for penis and balls and vaginas, or maybe it'll be different for each of those things?
Oh wow. I don't know. Let's say positive. Let's be optimistic. Change brings about progress.
So you're saying the balls maybe stay maybe a little tighter as they age. The free floating situation will maybe will be a boon for girth and length, and
Maybe,
it'll,
yeah, like without gravity, I feel like blood flow would be unimpinged. You know, maybe less like, you know, testicular torsion and, you know, just better flow of things in general. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'd hope so at least.
Interesting. Well, I think that was I think exactly what I needed to hear from you. I think I needed someone to keep me on the positive track, and I appreciate you doing that for me tonight, Blake.
Of course, Leslie. And well, as always, I love talking to you about space and genitals. One of my favorite pastimes.
Absolutely. I would like for this to become a new hobby. I don't know if that's possible, but if at all we could start an intramural league, or I don't know, or some sort of like a sewing club, but we talk about balls and space, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Oh yeah. I'm salivating just thinking about it.
Well, namaste to you, Blake, and thank you so much for calling in tonight. I really appreciate it. We all appreciate you.
Namaste to you as well, Leslie. Have a great night.
Have a great night. Interesting. An intramural league is what something where, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think there's something to the isolation of space that will turn us into a bunch of rapist cannibals. Can you say rapist? Probably not. Please don't ban me. I don't know what words you can or can't say. I know that they leave it very vague in the TOS. Sorry, my computer's running a little hot tonight and I have no idea why. Hi, brother. I'm saving up for a new computer. I'm gonna have to build one, or have someone help me build it. A nerd friend. Do you think that space rockets all being penis-shaped is intentional? Intention on whose part? I think there's some agency. I think you could make it another shape. You know, I think based on how how humans have, you know, how they relate to and experience nature, it makes sense to thrust, but it's also contingent on us understanding both space and air and atmospheres in a very particular way. If anything is to be made from these Tic Tac videos, the UFOs that disappear and reappear, and seem to have move according to a set of physical laws that we are not privy to. Male patriarchy penetrating God's space and ultimately failing, but forever attempting to. Do you think that space rockets all being penis-shaped is intentional? Interesting. I think NASA should. I think most women would agree with me that NASA, for Women's Month, International Women's Month, which has been the entire month of March. Congratulations to women for having a longer month than Black History Month. You guys won the W on that. I would love to see NASA send up a spaceship in the shape of a vagina, a pussy, maybe a single labia, both labia, maybe that whole system of the ovaries and the all that stuff. Love to see that shaped up, maybe sent off into space. Probably be very inspiring for women everywhere, as Women's Month is. UFOs and USOs, unidentified space. SOs? What's SO? Doofus. Would love to know what USOs are, but yeah, they're like pill-shaped. Or I watched a video about them being pill-shaped. I think wormholes are gateways to other dimensions, and the only way to move FTL faster than light, I think you mean. We as humans have not discovered the right compounds of metals to survive the harsh and violent movement of that speed. Yeah, we also, faster than light, and also matter as we understand it, for matter to move through space, it would take on sort of like, it would like swell or something. It would take on more volume or something. No worries. Submersible object. Okay. Yeah. They've been observed in the ocean. I know, yeah. It's like yeah. I don't think we have the physical laws to do it, which says something of the physical laws themselves. Experts have a lot of explaining to do. They demand fealty. They demand, a sort of obedience and respect, but they have a lot to explain. As far as wormholes, I think that is interesting. I do like the thought a lot of wormholes being gateways to a new reality or a new part of the universe, maybe a new different universe. I don't know. I love thinking about it, and I love talking to you all about this. Interesting how this is true. However, man's psychic energies have been collecting in these dark dimensions. If we're to use FTL drives, we couldn't mentally handle it. Where did the thoughts? Yeah, I'd love to get maybe a drawing of of how the dark energies move and how the light energies move and where they're collecting and how we would die. I'd love to see that's really spelled out. Maybe if you can do that in the chat or drop it in the Discord. Interesting. How dark energies move. What would they do? Would they just kind of be spooky? Will it be too spooky to do faster than light stuff? Will there be vampires and ghouls? Maybe mummies. Or pictures of alcoholic step parents, something like that. Maybe dark stuff like that. Oh gosh, I've never thought of deep underwater creatures being as otherworldly, though they seem so. They do. Watching a squid squish through a tiny little hole, that's wild. One thing I do enjoy, though, is I see more scientists discussing the possibility of life being based on other elements. instead of carbon-based life as we know and understand here, possibly a silicone-based life. Who knows? But tonight we're talking about genitals in space. 312-612-0853. We've been going pretty intense into the subject. It's not, people don't seem very excited to talk about this, but that's, sometimes Leslie likes to keep it light, but sometimes Leslie likes to push. And this is a subject that when I thought of it, when I saw it in this article and video, I knew this must be presented to the community. This must be addressed. This must be explored. And I knew there'd be some sort of hesitance, some sort of a lack of excitement, a fear to discuss how zero gravity will affect balls. But I knew that as I pushed that you would later thank me for it, that we would later we would find ourselves in a new world with new possibilities, with new thoughts, having addressed something that will become important much quicker than we realize, I think. Space is just out there. And we are horny for it. They collect... Okay, so the dark Hawaiitis says that I assume the dark energies, they collect and merge together, seek out living matter, but there is none. If you were to enter FTL, you would draw them all in like a magnet. Every dark thought and emotion would attack you and merge into your consciousness. That's a lot of... It's funny that you said all of that, and it seemed like maybe you were afraid of being gay. Oh, I don't even know what the FTL game was, Waxy. That sounds cool, but not, I mean, it sounds cool like on paper. Staub Reinberg. Butternickels. Oh gosh, I've never thought. Oh wait, we did that one already. Hard to push in space though. Could there be an alien species so uncomprehendable to our minds that our eyes couldn't process what we are looking at? And if so, would it annoy you not being able to tell if they're hot? Interesting. What if there is some sort of structure of life out there, some sort of unrecognized biosphere? And the most frustrating, fundamentally frustrating thing is that you can't tell if they're hot, that you want to know if you want to fuck the species you don't even know anything about, or can barely even see or sense. Interesting stuff. Interesting question from the community. What if there was some sort of micro silicone-based life thing that was interconnected into sort of one life form, and it's very sexy, and it's giving you all the signs, and you simply don't know that it's there, that you miss your chance. You're missing your chance every day. Every day we can't recognize it as another day that there is a life form out there that we don't know that we want to fuck. The human sex drive is amazing. It climbs mountains, it blows up mountains. It dies on that mountain. Really amazing stuff. Really, truly, I admire it, and I am terrified of it at the same time. Doofus says, FTL rules, try it again. Okay. Is it on Steam? Has anyone else played that game? Team Webb, he's afraid of the plunge into his gay feelings because he knows he can't control the other side, which is enjoying it. Interesting. They've been having an inner discourse, a sub discourse within the chat tonight. If you have sex with a collective species like the Borg, does that make you gay? Because some of the collective conscious are men. I don't know. I don't think the Borg are non-binary, which is pretty funny. I'm pretty sure the Borg. Well, they've got a queen Borg. Interesting. Do the Borg have gender? It's pretty interesting and funny. A fun mental exercise to think of. For those of you that have any non-binary friends or family, I only mean that as a rib. I only mean that as a jest, a joke, a cheese day. I have many non-binary friends, and I cherish them. I love them. You know, ultimately, we're all sort of non-binary if you think about it. If gender truly is a construct, a sandcastle, waiting to be swept out by the tide, to be replaced with an equally fragile, temporal construct. And that's terrifying. (312) 612-0853. Tonight we're exploring. We're getting to know the universe. We're getting to know the world. Each step that we place forward is a step that is it is a step towards the truth, towards resonance, true resonance, the ultimate resonance, in which the vibrations will shake apart that which cannot stand the vibrations of truth. The resonance will cast aside all layers of dead, crackling, dry skin, all layers of the barrier between you and that which you know you are. And as it falls apart, it will be scary. It will be scary, but it will be so. It'll be like a bunch of like a million orgasms or something. Like a lot of fun. So much fun. There's a caller. Caller, thank you for calling Explorations. My name is Leslie. What is something that I can call you?
This is Belly.
Belly, thank you for calling tonight. How are you doing?
Oh, Belly is okay. Belly listening to all the different scientific explanations of sex in space is very interesting.
It is. We're having a very, I'm getting some pushback. I'm getting some pushback from the community that we're not very excited to discuss this. We're not very, and I understand the apprehension, but I, as a leader in this arena, I am pushing on purpose.
Yeah. No, it makes sense because, well, here's the thing. It's like, if you think about sex in space, it's like, okay, we don't have gravity. This is not the same. What is going to happen here? I think a male genitalia, the external genitalia exists sort of in a fashion that was created by the gravity of the Earth. So it sort of hangs down to...
Certainly.
It needs to be a different temperature than the inside of the male human body so the little sperm don't die. And then maybe in space this would not be an issue. I don't know.
Interesting. Maybe.
Does not know.
Maybe the sperm will die. Maybe the sperm will die.
In space.
Maybe there will be no babies in space. Well, how would? Well, hopefully not. Hopefully, the goal is to spread life through the universe, to spread universal awareness through the universe as we explore inward and outward at the same time. Now, if that was true, we would need engineering to. Maybe this is an engineering problem, is what I hear you say.
Well, I think that there's been a lot of work put towards this. There are
Sure.
people living in
Yeah.
the space station right now. So that's, I mean, there must be some sex going on in there, in that space station. Well, actually, no. Okay, this is probably, I think, the issue with this topic is we don't have, like, a comfortable place in space to be where you can, like, be comfortable enough to have sex, I think.
Sure.
Because you need the suits, right? Or you will be sucked out into the vacuum of space and your
Yeah.
brain will implode. It's not a sexy issue, but I don't know. Maybe if
Yeah, I don't know.
If you were on a planet with some kind of gravity of its own, that would be different.
Well, it doesn't seem like a me problem personally. If depending on, how long Leslie's season continues into the future, I would be happy as a clam in space. But I can see how this would be a problem for maybe. If I'm trying to engineer something off the top of my head right now, you could maybe, if you got the temperature right, you could kind of make like a sport out of it or something. I don't know. I'm just shooting off the top of my head.
Like a sport out of trying to like get ejaculate into a floating vagina, sort of in a
Yeah,
space
that's what I'm.
station.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, that sounds fun. But through all that protective clothing, I don't know. Also, space is not a great place, probably to be pregnant and uncomfortable and.
Well, it'd take
like-
the weight off. It would take the weight off of the back.
That is true. Like as a bath does on Earth.
But also, how would the baby know where to come out though?
I feel
Maybe
like
does gravity sort of guide the
yeah,
unborn?
I think you're right. Well, I think it's a muscular thing, like the contractions just. Yeah, you're right. Though that would be affected by gravity. I don't know. That's a good question.
1 second.
But not the place you want to have a baby is in space because, as an earlier caller said, the planets are not ready. And by that, I think they mean that humans have not established a village type of situation, irrigation, and
Yes, of course. Yeah, food, everything. That's definitely a higher priority in terms of space exploration and colonization. Now, I'm gonna.
Fine though, like there's got to be some person who got pregnant in space, and then that baby would be special,
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to look into that, but I bet you there somehow it's possible.
I mean, that will be a historic event.
Yeah, and there's probably a private thing between those two astronauts, but it would be neat to know, like, that love story originated in outside our orbit. That's beautiful, and this child is as close as we can get to a space baby.
Maybe, yeah, maybe, interesting. Or maybe if you like, I'm saying if you like, if it was like a private company, maybe would you declare the nationality of like Tesla or something or Amazon? Like if Jeff Bezos flew you up, and you're doing your honeymoon out in
space.
Yeah, in full outer space, Earth orbit.
Yeah.
Maybe would you be able to declare some sort of sovereignty within Amazon? I think honestly I would rather do that than be a member of a nation state at this point. It'd maybe have more benefits.
There might be some kind of star passport that lets you go roam through any country you want to.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Yeah, I can't wait
That
for.
would be the main benefit to be a star baby. Besides, like maybe some kind of blessing bestowed upon you just by being born of the universe like that. Oh, it's wonderful.
Absolutely,
Shelley has had dreams like this, where she is floating not in space, but like just that outer part, like right above where the weather happens, and you are kind of like right above the clouds, sort of not in orbit yet, but sort of there in that space, and you can, in my dreams at least, you can jet across the Earth, the curvature of the Earth, and see whatever you want to see, and float back down. And then it's very disappointing when you wake up and you realize, oh, this is not something that can be.
You could get really into skydiving, I suppose, but not the same thing.
No. This is more of a floating, like a hovering, like a bee does. You know how bees hover, and you're like, oh, look at them. They're going horizontal above the Earth, 3 inches above the Earth. That seems great. But if you could do that about, I don't know, right above where the weather occurs, you're sort of half floating in space and then also tethered to the Earth. Oh, so wonderful. If you could, and also have like some kind of vision where you could see what's going on the Earth. It would be like being a little mini god.
A mini god.
Yeah, because you could see what's going on, but also you are far away enough so that none of their hopes and worries affect you.
Now, I think the idea of a mini god is very exciting, and just imagining what a mini god would look like.
A little suit, I imagine, bow tie.
Yeah, probably dressed up, probably formal wear.
Formal wear, something not like for a wedding, but like for a bar mitzvah or something, kind of in between, and then but that's the form you would take to humans. Like, I don't know what would happen if you ascend into space. Do you become otherworldly, or are you still a human who has just gone into space?
If you ascend into space, do you become otherworldly? I'm gonna say yes.
I feel like it's a yes too.
But not in a way that's worth anything down here, because nobody would care. Or maybe you'd get like a 10 to 15% off at like a hamburger place in your hometown.
Right.
But
Ross, Dress for Less.
Yeah, like maybe Ross Dress for Less has a special little card to give you. Maybe you get to be like Grand Marshal of a parade or two.
Oh boy, how fun would that be?
That would be a lot of fun.
I bet you get at least one gift certificate to Build-A-Bear.
Sure.
Make a bear and then put your heartbeat in there and some kind of voice recording of yourself, and give this to a loved one, and they will always remember, oh, my ancestor went into space.
You know, I already didn't have a lot of respect for God in general, but to imagine a mini God, like we're brainstorming here into realistic benefits of being a mini God, and the best we can come up with is like a preferred shopper card at Ross Dress for Less and a discount at Build-A-Bear. My respect for God has plummeted even more.
Well, mini God has even less like responsibility towards humans, I feel. So mini God is like, hey, I'm not in charge. I just work for the big guy, and so you cannot like project your hatred or like, oh, all this misery on earth is like, why? And you can just say, well, I'm just taking orders. I am an officer. If you are a mini God.
If somebody granted me the status of a mini God, I would not. I would refuse, and if I couldn't refuse, I wouldn't tell anyone.
Yeah, that's the play.
Yeah, don't tell anybody. You can't tell anybody.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone you're a mini God. If anyone asks you if you're a mini God, you say no.
You say no. And they say, oh, but I recognize you from the ceremony.
Nope.
And you say,
nope.
No, you must have me
look
confused.
Like me. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
I'm just
very
some
common taste.
I'm just some guy.
I
I would
was
refuse.
floating above you, but yes, just a guy.
Yeah, I will. Maybe that'd be exciting for somebody who believed in God and believed in the benevolence of God. But good luck to you if you're in the chat and you're excited about entering that sort of status of mini God. Good luck. I think that you have a small childish mind, and you will ultimately be pretty disappointed. But either way, I respect you and your journey, as I do all explorers. And before we go, Belly, I would. Any advice for those? Maybe we have some younger explorers tonight that are looking forward to space, to outer space. They're excited to maybe get out there and be one of the first among a long-term space station. What kind of advice would you give them right now?
Boy, I mean, pack a protein bar. Get to know Elon Musk if you can, because that guy will probably sponsor anything that you're working towards in the future.
Okay.
Because I imagine most modern space travel will be private. So just, really, I don't know, engage in the moment if you can. I think it's just especially, you can really practice this when you're young. I think when you're young, you are way better at, Waxy, 50 subs. Oh.
Wait, what?
I don't know, I think.
Oh, the other night he blew. Yeah, he went crazy the other night.
Oh boy, Waxy.
Yeah, I know.
That's fantastic.
I thought I missed something. I was like, holy shit, what?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to blow your expectations, but.
Oh no, I mean he did it already.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot what. The young people. Yeah, I mean, just really enjoy the fact that you're part of on the bottom level of this private space journeys that people are doing, and that this is very unusual. It maybe doesn't seem unusual to young people, but before, all space stuff was all government. It was all very I don't know, sort of background stuff you don't hear about, and just mostly propaganda. But now people are doing it just for fun, and this is beautiful. If you get to go to space, just enjoy every fucking second, and don't think about Instagram or anything until you get back.
Oh God, yeah. If you think of Instagram, if you're in outer space looking at the Earth set behind something, and you think of Instagram, you should just take that capsule out of your tooth, that emergency capsule, and just bite down.
The cyanide capsule.
Yeah, the cyanide capsule. You need to, because that is some darkness. That is the dark energy that I think Hawaiidas was referring to.
Yeah, just chip it and just, I don't know, what would happen if you just took a fourth of that? Would you trip or would you die?
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know.
Wait till you get back home, and then and then remember that for the rest of your life you'll be like, holy shit, I went into space. This is amazing. And then you will be transfixed for the rest of your life by whatever is happening in space and people going into space, and you will always compare it to when you went into space, and that you should just hold that to your heart, because that is your experience, and it's just as genuine as the one that will happen in 40 years when people will be up there playing tennis or badminton or who knows what having sex up there with their engorged genitalia. You can always remember that, oh boy, I was up there first.
That's beautiful. I think that's a beautiful message for young people. Hopefully, I would like to think that the thousands of teenagers on Twitch have seen that tonight. Yeah, I would love for that to have been the case. But Belly, thank you so much for calling tonight. It was great to talk to you, and I'm glad you made time to call tonight, and I hope you make time to call on Thursday too.
I will try. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Dr. Leslie.
Of course, Billy. Namaste.
Namaste.
Wow, wonderful. Total OF. OnlyFans? What does that mean? How could you even tag your location like OMG? No, I couldn't agree with that more. Is the International Space Station registered? Yeah. Well, not to go, I like to stay away from topical stuff because I think it is the stuff of demons for the most part. But we don't get a lot of desperate people with fragile senses of self who can just kind of shatter like thin glass at the look of displeasure from the person at which they're kind of projecting all their insecurities have attached their sense of worth to. Those desperate kind of people don't get a lot of wins, and they got one of the big ones on Sunday, and they got to lash out. So I thought that was really cool, W, for the exploration community, and I hope everybody at home is taking that seriously. There are not a lot of wins for you if you are that mentally ill and you hit people in public and then you start crying, kind of like in an unhinged way, and start talking about love and or what you've been charged to do and stuff like that. And then you also win one of the most coveted prizes in your field. I think we all need to celebrate that. We all need to celebrate that. Anonymous Cheer, thank you for the 100. Bless you. Namaste to you. Again, all bits, all subs tonight are going to directly, they're going directly to the communication development of explorations. And in that, in that spirit, we're going to share a picture of a dryer sheet kind of tucked into an asshole as as just one example of many of the innovative ideas that NASA can use for astronauts. If you fart in a suit, does it smell? Does it get trapped? Do you need some sort of filter? Did you forget the filters? Did you run out of filters? Did they even think about this? So if they didn't, and if you're looking for something real fast and easy, take a nice dryer sheet, a nice one, not one of the cheap ones that'll irritate your skin. Take one of the nice ones, wrap it around two of your fingers, and jam it into your ass. Everyone, please welcome our new follower, JJ Deadspin. Welcome. And also, Butter Nichols, you've continued the sub. Thank you. Bless you. See here? Anonymous. Yeah, I think whoever's honestly doing that, I appreciate it. If you're one of those lurkers that are back there right now, kind of just vibing, getting a little hot and sweaty in the room, and just kind of, you're developing a kind of smell that we can't, we can smell you, but we can't see you. I want to thank you. I want you to know that if I could hold you like a baby in my arms, if I could swaddle you in a silk and hold you like a baby and sing songs to you and make a little circle on your forehead with my thumb and sing a song. So I don't know. I'm thinking of na 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 na. What is? Hey. Hey boy, don't you You guys know that song? Definitely before 9/11. Ba 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 ba. With Mish. Misha's around, she knows what. I forgot the name. Or if my sister was around, she would know what I was talking about. Leslie, I'm really fucking high, like too high. What do I do? Help. Well, kayaker, what are you afraid of right now? Are you in a dangerous place? You at home? The most pre 9/11 jams. We should put a mixtape together. Nah, just too high. LOL. Dude. Kayaker, I would say take little sips of water and think about how things could be worse that they and then say, but it's not like that. To yourself. The lady said that the Delta 10 pens were 8 times stronger, and I believe her. Yeah, I am mentally ill enough that I'm essentially high most of the time. Yeah, JJ Plays is another expert, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah, kayaker. Because your brain's probably going to think of negative stuff anyway at some point, and you're just like, think of more stuff. Make that situation a little worse. And be like, oh, but it's not like that. Or if maybe a time comes up in your head, you're at a party, and you got too excited about some topic, and you recognize after the fact that everyone was ready to move on, but you kind of just kept doing it. You kept going. Maybe something political, maybe something related to COVID or cryptocurrency, or maybe a book you read, a movie that you saw that was out like 10 years ago, and you had some like really important thoughts about it, and everybody's face that you realize after the fact is like, oh, fuck. Yeah, and they just keep saying stuff like, yeah, hoping that you'll read the tone. You just kept going. Now, but imagine that situation. You made a pass at a friend. That didn't happen. It could have been way worse. Probably still talk to those people. Yeah, I got an idea. It goes away. You just forget. LMAO. 8 wasn't strong enough. So you're a programmer or kitchen staff. Worst thing about weed is the random anxiety, but you realize it's just part of it and you'll be good. Drink some ice cold water though, maybe have a snack. We vibing out here. Get comfy, boy. That's absolutely true. JJ, what's up? I had to stop smoking weed because it was making me anxious. It was like all the positives went away. All the positives just kind of... Yeah, call in. Who cares? I'd love to hear from you. Hot Sloth. I didn't know you were here. 312-612-0853. Tonight we're discussing genitals in space. But if you're not ready for that, I think I'm pushing you guys a little hard tonight. If you're not ready for that, we can talk about whatever's on your heart and mind. The thing that I like about themes like genitals in space is that they're universal. You can start there and go anywhere. Or you can start anywhere and end up there. It's kind of like that 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's probably 5 degrees of genitalia in outer space. Is this JJ?
Oh, you bet your bottom dollar it is.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's wonderful to hear. JJ, this is JJ, everyone. If you're new to the channel, Jeff is the former King Mod, stepped down, has been replaced by the other, I don't even know their official name, to be honest. Carmichael, I think, is the King Mod. But hey, JJ, what's up, dude?
Is Carmichael in chat? Does he know how chat works?
I don't know. It sounds like he
might have to talk through it.
Sounds like he's following notes from you ever seen Memento?
yeah.
Sounds like he's doing that to do everything.
Yeah, it is. He's gonna fucking he does. He's
gonna looking all over his oh my god, what do I do?
Yeah.
He found a new kind of cardboard today.
A new kind of cardboard?
Yeah, he was talking about this new kind of. He was talking about this different kind of cardboard today, and he needed to talk about it for at least a little bit. Anyway, we don't have to talk about Carmichael. I was just kind of giving everybody a brief little synopsis of your history. Regardless of your title, you still command respect though within the community.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm still a mod, right? Just because I'm not head mod, I'm not king mod. I mean, doesn't mean that I'm not on the board, right? And not saying it, but I'm sitting back in Cabo right now, just watching it on my new Xbox, got that Uber helicoptered all around, again being on the Leslie Tanner payroll. I mean, we don't spare a single dime. So
no, you're on that king mod pension.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's seen the bits coming in tonight, so.
Yeah, I'm surrounded in Taco Bell.
Oh,
it's
wonderful.
It's a good night. It's always a good time,
Yeah, what'd you get from Taco Bell?
I got their cravings box, which comes with a steak chalupa and a soft taco with chips and cheese.
Thank you for the 100 bits, anonymous user.
And a burrito. But the burrito, I get no beans, and I change it from beef to chicken. So it's a whole new burrito. I mean, honestly,
wow.
If you need any Taco Bell menu hacks, please come to me. I genuinely I have a problem. I order from this place like genuinely I eat Taco Bell minimum twice a week. It is 2 meals guaranteed, potentially more. I should probably stop.
And I mean, it sounds. But I mean, everybody here knows Taco Bell is delicious, though. No one can deny that.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing. I love Taco Bell. That's why I have it so much.
Yeah, I guess I would wonder why do you think you need to slow down?
I mean, this is just me personally.
Back. I was just saying. I was just welcoming Ian. Ian. Well, Liam said he had to wash his balls, and that's why he was late. And then Ian just also checked in. And I appreciate both of your presence. But he's bummed out that you're the caller.
Yeah, I mean he can. I mean, I'm just living my life,
Yeah, he's really doing good.
Well,
this is actually. I wish we got paid from Taco Bell because I think everybody's probably just listening to you be high and eat Taco Bell is more effective than any advertisement for Taco Bell I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I 100% believe you right now.
I am not. I will send a photo of me in bed right now, in my surroundings.
Please do.
Okay. I've got a COVID test next to me because I thought I have COVID. I don't have COVID. Again, obviously. I have allergies. It's 'tis the season. Spring has sprung, and took a Claritin earlier, and I'm feeling no difference, and I am miserable.
Sometimes Claritin doesn't work. Have you hammered it with some Benadryl?
I probably should, but
I kind of forgot it's getting to be that time of year.
yeah. And I do have, I forget. Genuinely, by the time like spring comes around, I'm like, what is it? Am I sick? What is happening? And it's all, most certainly, is allergies. And also being where I am in New England, the weather has been so fucky. I slept with the window all the way open, and it ended up hitting like 28 degrees overnight, and I had no idea. I just woke up freezing. Because it was like 60, and then it's like 30. Pretty drastically, so I think on top of that, it's all fucked.
Jeff, I gotta ask you something. Tonight we're talking about genitalia in space, the effect of zero G's on balls, penis, and vagina.
Ooh, wow.
This is
Do
our.
think?
Do I think what?
Do you think that when you're in zero gravity, you're in space, you pop a chub, you get an erection, and you actually don't even need an erection for this to actually, I just imagine an erection. It would be natural in zero G. However, as a man, would you feel your like testicles actually themselves kind of be more floaty in the sack itself?
Interesting.
You know,
I mean,
would that be a feeling of? Would you feel them and you'd be like, oh yeah, wow, zero G?
I mean, how often? And maybe this changes from explorer to explorer. How? Ian, I couldn't agree with you more. I don't think COVID existed. I can't wait to. Whatever.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Yeah, that's a joke. Also, this is a joke. There's a moderator. Please know that this is a joke. I'm not serious. If you're here for information about the extremely helpful vaccine, this is not the source. You should go somewhere else. Anyway, I want to, how maybe this is different from explorer to explorer. How different? How aware of your balls are you from moment to moment here within full Earth gravity?
Yeah.
Right now, check in. Do you feel your balls without touching them? Don't move. Just think about whether you feel, or
just think about it.
Just think whether you're just nervous, like your nervous system is. You can feel them.
And I gotta say, now that we're on the topic, I'm like actively trying to think about this. I think I do. I think I am right now. I'm kind of focusing on it.
I didn't when I first asked that question, but now I do.
Like in a weird way, it's just like now I kind of. It's like one of those things of like, oh, your tongue is never comfortable in your mouth kind of thing. It's like you can feel your testicles. Like if you think about it, you can actually kind of be like, oh yeah, that's. Now I can't undo it. Now I can't. Now I just feel my balls all the time.
That is insane.
Wow.
See, this is.
Did we just crack a code?
I think we did. I think
this
code? This is one of the beautiful things about the explorations community. When we come together and put our minds together, the level of awareness, of consciousness, but also innovation and progress that we are capable of knows no bounds. And this is, I think, a perfect example of that. Like before this, we didn't feel our balls, but simply by asking the question, "Do I feel my balls?" I actually start to feel my balls.
Yeah.
Which that's groundbreaking to me.
Yeah, that's like a weird like mental connection breakthrough. I really feel like it's like one of those like you had a muscle that you didn't know.
Exactly. Wow. So I think to answer your question from earlier,
I'm not kidding, by the way. Like this is not a bit. Like I'm really thinking about it. I'm like, oh wow, yeah. Like
no, we don't do bits here, Jeff.
Well, I know everything is 100% true and real all the time.
Everything that we've said tonight has been absolutely true and legally binding.
Yeah, sure.
So to answer your question, though, would you feel your balls be more floaty in space?
Yeah.
I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you realized it, if I was up there in space and I started thinking about it, I'd definitely be like, oh yeah, this is This is way different than Earth.
I think this is
I
like a
think you'd definitely
meditation
be
we
able
should
to tell.
develop. This is a meditation. Maybe
Yeah.
like a quick like check-in sort of meditation. You get like a little update alarm on your watch, on your Apple Watch, and it just says, "Can you feel your balls?" And then you think,
Yeah.
and then you answer yes. It's like
It's a little uncomfortable. The more I think about it, it is a little uncomfortable.
just
Now, I feel like
dealing
I'm
with the fact that you have balls.
I'm hyper aware of my testicles now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because now I can't get it out. Now now I feel both of them. I feel them kind of touching one another, and I'm like, ooh. They're moving around. They're doing stuff right now. I'm like, what? I'm not even moving, and they're just having a blast.
Well, I've got a question for you before we have to end the call tonight, though. I have a question.
Yeah.
It's a call for help from someone in the chat. Hasloth, you know who I'm talking about, says, "I can't feel them. Help. Feel spelled F-E-A-L. Help, not with any sort of punctuation, but I feel the urgency of that message." What kind of advice would you give to somebody who asked themselves that question, "Can I feel my balls?" but came up with nothing?
I mean, firstly, maybe go and get an ultrasound, right? Maybe seek medical advice. Maybe make sure that your balls are actually there. As a man, touch your balls. Make sure there's two nice little balls chilling in the sack. And while you're down, you make sure that there's nothing out of the ordinary. However, closing your eyes and thinking of, can I feel my testicles? And thinking, no, I don't think they exist. I can't feel them. Please help. I think you got to look more within. Maybe your ego or your soul, your being, doesn't actually have balls yet. You might have testicles, but do you have balls? Do you have the ethereal balls?
Wow, Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff, you're in like Buddha zone right now. Can you feel it?
Some of the balls, I do.
Like just kind of enjoying Taco Bell and high, modding.
Yeah, that's
Like
exactly,
you're in like a flow state. I can feel it.
Yeah, I've got a new I got the new Xbox hooked up. I got Twitch on the TV. I'm sitting next to some Taco Bell. It's fresh too. I just ordered it right before I called in. Like, this is nice. Girlfriend went to bed. Looking forward to seeing her long weekend with her this weekend.
Nice.
Friday to Monday, getting a whole little 3-day little bit.
Wow, look at you.
Life's pretty good right now. I got it again, being on the Leslie Tanner payroll.
It's paying off.
We're doing yeah.
It's paying off dividends. Well, if you're lurking tonight and you're wondering of how involved to get into this community, imagine being paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, as is our former King mod, $100,000. You can order Taco Bell whenever you want. We can cure your mental illnesses, all of them, no matter anywhere from a small social anxiety disorder to full schizophrenia, dissociative identity disorder. We can cure it, and also we can increase your sexual and financial virility with some very simple steps. So I encourage the lurkers to get off the back wall, jump in the chat. Water's fine. Start playing with those channel points. As you can see, I think Jeff is a perfect example of the success that can be had when you take this program seriously.
Yes. As a testimonial, I've been with the Leslie Tanner program. We're approaching month 4, by the way. Next week is 4 months, which is
weird.
It feels like a lifetime, and however, simultaneously, no passes times at all because time's a construct. So,
but it's been, but I know what you mean. It's flown by.
Yeah, it really has flown by. It is actually flown by. It's crazy. But I mean, look at me. I mean, perfect prime example of what the Leslie Tanner program can do for you. And also, I saw in the chat just before I do let you go of Waxy Cap saying, "What's my Taco Bell order?" because people appreciate my Taco Bell ASMR ad reads.
Yeah, it's really having an effect on people.
So just to reiterate, I got a deluxe Cravings box, which came with a soft taco supreme, of course. I got a 5-layer burrito, however, no beans, and changed it to chicken. Completely revolutionized the burrito. Customized Taco Bell. You will always appreciate it. Came with the chips and cheese. Comes with a steak chalupa and some mild and fire sauce. You know, and sometimes I like to fuck around with Diablo. You know, I like the really spicy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that spicy. It's like white guy spicy.
Yeah, it's not that spicy.
No.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much for calling. Thanks for making some time tonight in your as you flow within your zone to share with us all of that tonight. This was just to huff the vibes off of where you're at right now is really nice for everyone. I can tell.
Yeah, whatever this weed is, I got is fucking pretty good.
What the hell is in this weed?
Yeah, what is in this weed, huh?
What is in this weed?
All right, well, everybody, I will be in the chat as always, living lavishly. I hope Carmichael isn't going to fall or fold under any potential pressure that may come of him. It's going to be a very exciting story arc.
We'll see.
You have a fuck you, Ian. Fuck you. I'll dox you right now. I'll dox you live right now. I wouldn't actually. That's a joke. I think that's US. I can't do that. I can't say that.
No, if you're both boxers, which they don't know, it's possible. It's okay.
We're boxing. We're boxing. I'm gonna take him in the fucking ring.
Yeah.
I'd fuck you up, Ian. By the way, just in case, like if we ever did fight.
He benches 200.
Fuck you up. Yeah.
He benches 200.
Yeah. All right. I love you, everyone here.
I love you too, Jeff.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
TTYL. Is the double decker not on the menu anymore? Is the double decker not on the menu anymore? That was like the first thing I ever got at Taco Bell when I was little. Man, what a bummer, if that's true. I'm having my own little, I want to mourn that, if that's true. Shit. For many moons? Really? Damn. Is that regional or is it everywhere? Shit. Well, all things must die. Someday Taco Bell will even die. Someday Taco Bell will no longer be with us. You might even get to be an old person and some 5th grader will come knock on your door because the assignment is to interview people about what it used to be like in the olden days of now. And you'll have to just spin some yarns about Taco Bell and spin some yarns about Taco Bell. Share with us. Share with everyone. Yes. How hot am I running? I'm running everything on a laptop, so shit gets real spicy. It's starts lagging. I'm learning my lesson. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to stream with when I got this. Yeah, Wax, think about calling up. You can call tonight. You can call some other time. On Thursday, we're going to be covering Google Form submissions. So if you'd like to submit any Google Forms for us to discuss, maybe, Waxy, that might be a good forum for you to share your hopes, your dreams, your questions. I would love to guide you through something. You've given so much to the community. I know. Gotcha. Okay, once things calm down. You've given so much to the community, and we're so eager to return that. We're so eager to send that energy back toward you, laser focused. Laser focused. You're going to be amazed at the benefits. Well, either well, I hope you're doing well, Waxy. 312-612-0853. We're discussing genitalia in space. Thank you for the anonymous 100 bits. We're discussing genitalia in space. Who knows what this is or why? But it's important to ask the questions. It's important to dwell, to soak ourselves in the questions, and the answers will come. The answers are inevitable, as are more questions. And these questions, they lead to, it's so laggy. I apologize. God damn. I got this even raised up. 1 second. Is it lagging on the stream too sometimes? Kind of frozen? What the hell was Procyon saying? Beg, if his journey has taken him beyond explorations, then I wish him the best of luck. Okay, nice. If Procyon's journey has taken him forth, I'm sure it is taking him to such fortune and riches, and I am so happy for him. If his life has not been shaped that way, then I'm not sure why he moved on from the program. But either way, I welcome him back into the bosom of our community whenever he finds that he needs it and us. (312-612-0853). We're discussing genitalia in space. What is it? What will it look like? Will it be good? Will it keep things nice and tight? Will it make them too floppy? That which binds us to this earth currently, is it a curse or is it a gift? Okay, thanks, Waxy. Is it a curse or is it a gift? We might find that which we strive to escape is that which gifts us less hideous pussy, penis, or balls. We might find that once we escape, sort of the way a teenager escapes the orbit of their parents, their hometown, whatever the drama is for them, if they escape the sphere of influence, the gravity, they expect everything to be fun and cool, but find that it is more laborsome and terrible than they could have imagined. Much like your penis, balls, or pussy in space. They could get out in space and take on a sort of, not even like a cool Guillermo del Toro look. It could be a real sort of Cronenberg scary look, or like maybe scary, but like in the Bjork way, where it's like beautiful, but in a way that demands too much of you to like kind of like sit with for more than a couple minutes. Like it's like I don't know. Sometimes getting back to the source of that which makes things beautiful is not a fun thing. So it can be kind of scary and uncomfortable, and like people that really like eating just like raw sprouts or something, and they're like, I love the taste. Or like raw vegans, I love I love soaking squash and like gumming it. I mean, I'll bet that's true. I mean, I love just sucking on melons. Like, I'll bet that's probably awesome, but I'll bet it's not good as Taco Bell is, like especially in the space of JJ. Procyon needs to be crucified on the sacred Lesbian L-shaped cross. Honestly, he's talking a lot of trash. Is he talking trash in the Discord? I apologize for not being present in the Discord recently. I had some personal stuff come up in the past 5 days, and I was not even on the internet at all. Hey, Leslie, in the community right now, I sold 30 bags of cabbage. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with stealing the cabbage. I commend you for stealing the cabbage. Your bravery is what will feed you. And your lack of bravery would have starved you. You made a decision in time. You did what you had to do. But also I heard that you were talking a little bit of shit, Procyon. And I welcome the shit talk. I love the shit talk. Actually, I crave it. I wish to hear it. Many people say, if someone says something negative about me, I wish I never heard it. Not me. I love it. And I love the chance to grow, to improve, to sharpen my tools. Yeah, why did somebody cut it up and put it in bags? When I was a poor teenager, I'd use the free lemons and sugar at Buffalo Wild Wings to make lemonade. That's a very inspiring story, doofus. You can make I think you can, if you write a memoir, which I think you should absolutely include that. And make claims like, and it made me easier to hang out with like inner city kids. And then when people get upset, you say like, oh, here we go. I think that should be the move for the memoir. Look, Leslie, I'm going to be honest here. I lash out because I'm jealous that you have a mod like JJ Plays. I do have to disclose that JJ Plays gives me $500 to say that. Jesus. Wow. Interesting use of Exploration's income, certainly. Well, interesting. I wish you the fortune of having a mod like JJ Plays. I wish you the fortune of something as enriching. Maybe not JJ Plays, but something as enriching as his presence in a community and in a chat. His positivity. His genuine positivity. His horniness. Oh, and we're getting another call. So exciting. Callers, here we have another, or chat, explorers, we have another caller. Caller, thank you for calling Explorations. My name is Leslie. What is something that I can call you?
This is Belly.
Belly calling back. How are you, Belly?
I am okay. I have meant to ask, I have a couple of questions of the people among the chat.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, chat, listen up. Belly's got a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
Let's dive right in.
Okay. Procyon. I hope I am pronouncing your name correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about the 30 bags of cabbage that you stole?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the circumstances around the cabbage and the stealage of it?
Okay.
Also, Leslie, I would like to know how you feel about genitals in space. Let's see what the doctor thinks.
What do I think about genitals in space? I think they're. I think by going into space, it will shape our ideas of positivity and negativity. I think there'll. I think the true believers in progress, that space exploration represents progress, they will adapt their view of what genitals should look like to the effects of outer space. I think that will adhere to some pre-existing notions. I think people that are afraid of progress and technology and sort of like that one child who called in and complained about space exploration, I think he will look at space, a space, whatever, a space foreskin or scrotum or labia or whatever. I think he will see those and he will be disgusted because he resents progress of human science. And those are both equally as valid aesthetic values. I personally will enjoy it. I will enjoy, especially if it takes on just like I said, like a Bjork like quality, like a something that, like sometimes I'm listening to Bjork and it's like it reminds me that like what dirt tastes like, but that I like it. You know what I mean? I think you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what a space balls are going to be like for me. It's going to kind of like
Tastes like
sort.
dirt.
Yeah, like the universe is going to dom me, and I'm gonna enjoy it.
Oh, that's wonderful. And it looks like, somebody found the cabbage in a dumpster behind Walmart.
Okay. I was edging around the sides of the building. Take that however you want, and I was very hungry. So, Procyon was jacking off outside of a Walmart and found bags of cabbage in a dumpster.
Yeah, and that's a little tricky because, cabbage, you don't have to cook it. You could bite right into it if you wanted to, but it's not going to be an enjoyable gastrointestinal issue.
Really, I've never eaten raw cabbage before.
Yeah, it's like coleslaw.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, add mayonnaise to anything and it makes it palatable. But it's good to know. Yeah.
That was not. It was pretty enjoyable. He likes it. He enjoys the interesting person out there.
Down
Pretty
there in a
interesting.
dumpster behind a Walmart.
Yeah.
I have friends who are called freegans, and this is like what they do. Like they've taught me to come with them at night, and we go there and like you drive behind big like warehouse stores, and then you just open their dumpsters and see what they threw in there, and if there's anything like that's package protected. You just throw it in your car, and then later you sort it out. It's kind of like Halloween when you go trick-or-treating, and then you all dump out your stuff, and then trade it among each other. And
That sounds
like
fun.
That for food, yeah.
Sounds fun. Well, Procyon says, I haven't owned an oven for 7 years due to extreme homelessness, so I only eat it raw. By extreme homelessness, do you mean like pretty sturdy, like homeless, like for a long time that's hard to get out of, even more so than normal homelessness? Or do you mean like you were doing it like parkouring homelessness?
Yeah, it's like a jackass situation, or is this really your life?
Yeah, is this a jackass situation? I mean, are you doing it on a dare? Are you doing it competitively? Do you have sponsors, or is it just truly a homeless situation?
Well, if you have sponsors, I don't feel like you can call it homelessness because, well, I don't know. It depends on what you're getting paid. But I feel like they'd give you a hotel room at the least.
Yeah,
Even
that would be
if
kind of
it's-
crazy if like Bang Energy sponsored homeless people, but that it was like contractually obligated to stay homeless.
Yeah. You have to spend at least 12 hours outdoors.
Yeah.
It is monitored by some kind of GoPro on your headband.
Yeah, and if you don't stay homeless, then then they take your I don't know, they take something important, like cut off a finger or something.
So I think it would be like I don't know. They monitor your misery and fear, and then probably some kind of like one of those sports bands that you wear. And then if you are not afraid enough of being raped in an alley, then they know that you are faking being homeless, and they're like, take that sponsorship back.
Yeah, interesting. I think this would be. I'd love to pitch this. I'd love to pitch this to somebody like whoever has owned the XFL in the past. If you're interested, hopefully this message finds them. Any previous owners or majority stockholders in the XFL, if you're interested in a brand new market and a brand new sport, the community has something to share with you. And I'll split the profits of that with you, Butternickels, and everyone else in the chat today. I'll make sure everybody gets an equal piece as we competitive extreme homelessness.
And then as it degrades, it will just become us having homeless people fight each other for.
Well, that seems inevitable and kind of. Yeah.
Get cryptocurrency in there somehow.
Ooh, yeah, crypto bets.
Procyon, I don't want to see you fighting homeless people.
Civitas Fox, I am an owner. We have a new follower from earlier tonight, and their first time chat just chimed in that they are an owner of the XFL.
Oh. And this is the Extreme something sports.
Yeah, think about this. Think about that.
What does the F stand for?
Sort of combination between like XFL and reality television.
Okay. Yeah.
XFL. I think it was the I think it's called just Extreme Football, but it was like an indoor football league. Like,
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
do you remember that being a thing at all?
I remember X Sports, which was like snowboarding and skateboarding and things like this. And it was a big deal, and then it disappeared again. Maybe not called XFL. I don't know what it was called. X Sports? It was a thing for a while, and we were all very proud. Like, people from our town were, like, skating on these ramps, and we were proud.
Oh, yeah, X Games, yeah. I wonder if that's a thing
Games.
still. X Games.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Well, I don't know. Well, Civet says asks, talk about diversity. I would love to talk about diversity. I love talking about diversity. I love every single chance I get to talk about it, especially as it intersects with anything, but also especially potentially very, exciting new business ventures like extreme homelessness.
What's your favorite thing about diversity and as it has to do with extreme homelessness, Leslie?
Oh, I think it's important that we all see our stories told on the screen. I think that as we build a more equitable world where we're centering voices and increasing the tolerance and between different kinds of people, I think having different races, genders, whatever, of homeless people compete with one another via the support of companies like Bang Energy or Blue Chew or something like that. I think
Yeah.
everybody wants to see, the more stories we tell, sometimes our stories are the only thing we can do. We can only tell our story. And this can be an avenue for people to tell their stories.
Yeah. Or just watch them play out as they fight for each other. Fight each other for some kind of, like, maybe a chicken meal at the end of the day.
Right. I love the direction of that. Or maybe what are the last question, because then we kind of gotta I think wrap this subject up. But what are the risks involved? I mean, normally we'd have to calculate like morality, ethics. Like, I could see a lot of people, saying like, hey, it's a pretty vulnerable population. But that's exactly what makes us such an alluring opportunity. They are the most vulnerable population. So really pushing them to their limits, I think will produce a more inspiring, a more genuinely awesome a display of humanity, of achievement, of innovation, of adaptation. Which are all.
Picking yourself up is such an American tale of picking yourself up from the dumpster traps.
I love that.
Finding your way through into middle class eventually.
Yeah. White homeless people, Asian homeless people, Hispanic homeless people, Black homeless people.
Creole homeless people.
Creole homeless people. Afro-Cuban homeless people.
Yeah.
Men, women, non-binary.
People. Yes. All of these people.
Gay, not gay, demisexual. I'd love to get some demisexuals involved in this sport. So let's leave it right there. I think we planted a lot of seeds tonight, and I hope the message gets where it needs to go. Butter, Nichols, that sort of brainstorming would not have happened without you. So I appreciate that.
You are so welcome, Doctor.
Of course. Hopefully, and again, if anybody knows anybody that can throw some money behind this, we would all get an equal part of that, equal part of the profits.
I could finally fund my worm farm.
And that's enough to. I think that's probably enough to motivate the community in and of itself, your worm farm. So, Butter, thank you so much for calling again and just kind of getting the old gears, community gears moving again.
Thank you, Dr. Leslie.
Namaste.
You are the best.
Have a wonderful night. Namaste.
Namaste.
Literal groundbreaking with the worm farm. I think that should put a lot of fire under our asses. Yeah, Money Tits, if your uncle knows some people, that'd be great. I know all of the homeless people on the moon. Well, that could be interesting. Extreme homelessness on the moon. They're fighting in 0 Gs. They're struggling to survive in 0 Gs. We'd finally get to maybe take a gander at... thank you for the anonymous bits. Goodness gracious. Anonymous users being very generous tonight. Generous beyond words. Well, Civitas, if you need to diversify, and have any friends that also need to diversify, we could get this going pretty. My buddy from high school has got a production company, and they've got some cameras and some editing equipment, so we could put together a pilot for pretty cheap, and we'll go from there. We just need about $50,000 to do that. Why not? If I was homeless, I think that it will be a historical event the moment a homeless person is an NFT. I think that would the moment that a homeless person mints themselves as an NFT, and any reaction that is not positive will show you how spiritually and aesthetically bankrupt the art world is to its core. We should. I think I've got some friends that teach. They're involved in the homeless. They do like a food delivery thing. They do help with. So they do like sock drives and things like that because socks are really necessary. I think we could get some investors in a plan to mint individual homeless people as NFTs. Yeah, or they maybe, culturally, who knows? Who knows what that would be like? It could be like a pro wrestling thing. Also, I think the comparison to pro wrestling is pretty insane because most of the people that watch wrestling, they know what's written, and when there are departures from what is written, I forgot all the terminology for it. If occasional caller Jim was around, he would know. He'd be able to help us out. But when can we expect fine leather jackets made from leathery skin of street livers? Well, that would be up to them. I think once you recognize the economic power of NFTs and cryptocurrency, a lot of avenues open up, and if that included some sort of street hype wear, I think that could be really special, really special. I can't wait to get banned for this. I would love a sort of Pokemon Go type game with NFTs and homeless people. Whiplashes, wow! You get the gears turning in this community, and you start really, the fruit starts falling from the tree like quail and manna, or manna and quail. I forgot what word goes first, but the point being that the NFTs and cryptocurrency only seek to empower and free us from the chains of, federally centralized currency, and I mean, it's probably, every time I think about something like this, yo, I got a Raggedy Day. How to harness the power of jargon and buzzwords? Sort of channel it. That's my approach, is when necessary, to harness the power of progress, to harness the power of science and ultimately the truth. You need to realize where we came from, where we are, and where we hope to go. Now, it's a long story riddled with much suffering from peoples whose stories we desperately need to hear. Voices that yearn to be centered and strive for an equitable world in which we stand hand in hand, alongside a bunch of people that have minted themselves as NFTs and bet for or against themselves. If that would be the ultimate power move, maybe, is if an NFT'd homeless person makes it to the championship of the tournament and bets against themselves and loses the fight, but makes like a god amount of money. And hold on, I think that'd be great. I'd love to meet the fans. I'm a super rare collectible hobo. That's what I'm talking about. But did you get the limited edition shiny Fenton with red Ferris wheel background? Rarest is the gay dude in my city named the Homobo. See, now that would be. I love the idea of someone overcoming homelessness via bullshit Instagram influencer. But if it elevates them out of homelessness, is it bullshit? Maybe it's real. Maybe it's more real than we're comfortable with. Maybe it is the salvation we're looking for. I made a video of me giving a trash bag of money to my friend dressed as a homeless person. It saved the homeless. Well, that's very inspiring. I'm sure that sounds very inspiring. And that's more important than whether it is inspiring or actually saved anyone. It sounds inspiring, and I'd love to get a GoFundMe going for that. I'd love to put some money in that. Is this wrong that we are imagining this? Homeless cage matching. Well, if you feel bad about it, I suppose you could imagine yourself curing cancer and kind of just make up for it. Imagine you're in the lab. Your colleagues are all waiting with bated breath as you, the genius, are concocting some sort of thing in test tubes, and you put it in a machine, and you wait. All these numbers are flipping around, and you get some numbers that that no one around you is smart enough to read the machine, because you had to make the machine. And so you read the machine, and it confirms your predictions, your conjectures, that you cured cancer, and everybody cheers for you. And it also cures racism. So you could think about that. I've known that local hobo longer than most other people in my life, other than family and close friends. The homobo, or was this someone else? Many homeless people are mentally ill. Could this influence the value of their NFT? In my, I think both in a cold economic predictive sense, yes, and also in the world that I want to live in, that I strive to live in, that I hope that I'm contributing the development of, yes. I hope. If I can align my efforts to a world in which homeless people mint themselves NFTs and them being severely mentally ill increases the value of that NFT, then I would, I can die happy. And happy knowing that most people don't get to look back on their projects and know that they had that kind of impact. I hope so. Wait, is it homeless cage fighting or homeless people surviving each other? Red Bear, you really flip it. You should probably be on the communications team for this project. Because they get in fights all the time to no consequence. We just kind of consider it like, the way we consider man-made poverty to just kind of be some like force of nature, roll the dice, which I guess maybe to some extent, but it's also man-made, could be undone, but maybe never will. We could frame the fights that way. They're surviving forces of nature, which is each other and homelessness, and they're overcoming. Frame each of their fights as overcoming an obstacle, struggle. Faceless, nameless, nature, for which we don't have, an immediate answer to, but we will in the future. And this project is a part of that solution. Mental illnesses are just bonus stats for the NFTs in the game. Yeah, maybe you need extra mana or something to unlock it. Bum Hunters Classic. Is that a thing that exists, Ian? I love it. I love the team that we have here is creating something really special tonight. At 3.5 hours into the stream. Do we have any homeless viewers in the chat? Or any viewers with experience of homelessness? I guess either one. It was a Steve Irwin imitator who would wrestle and try to oh my lord. So yes, we do. Procyon, Waxy. Looks like we have a couple, at least previously homeless people. Well, guys, I think this was previously homeless in the chat. We'll definitely need you on board this project. You'll probably be maybe the face of the project or something if you're comfortable with that. If not, your consultation will be really important. My experience with homelessness will be included, but I am not trying to center my experience necessarily. I'm very excited to hear from everyone and have this shape just take itself as we push it along, find investors, get a pilot, get an app going, stuff like that. Well, guys, I think it's time to call it for the evening. The ground we covered tonight has been nothing short of a feat. Discussing lovemaking and the shape of genitalia in outer space. Carmichael. Anonymous, thank you. Anonymous has been making it rain. I can hardly... We've covered so much in so little time. It's hard to remember. It seems like a vast expanse of homelessness. Homeless astronaut NFT. They could be astronauts. We can give ourselves the problem of homelessness to solve on the moon, and they can be a pioneer in that. They can be a pioneer in a sad but important, because they're the first homeless person on the moon. And we the scourge of humanity. I wish we could do something, but we better not. But we must. But our hands are tied. That story is very important. So it's important to keep that story going. Make sure that story gets centered as well, and the voice within that story is very important of the homeless. So amazing ground to cover. I'm only excited. I'm gonna try to start a pre 9/11 mix going in the chat, or in the Discord. But for now, I'd like you all to just, as you continue on this week, simply remember to be a greedy little pig about breathing. No one can stop you from breathing. Usually, if they can, if they're stronger than you, which is unfortunate. But also, it can be, but until that point, be a greedy little pig about your breaths. No one can stop you. If someone's telling you what to do, someone's mad at you, someone's yelling at you, someone's or maybe someone's just like kind of disappointed in you and they're kind of trying to manipulate you, just rather than, and this is what I would tell Will, like, no one can take away that you're a very successful, desperate person with a shallow sense of self in a very kind of delusional look at the world and your role in it. But I would say when you're actually about to hit someone and you don't need to, be a greedy little pig in the mud about your breath. And maybe, but that being said, I'm glad that, I think we all, I'm glad that we got to see it and take the W for this community at least. So until then, guys, this has been breathing as in taking in air and expelling it. Breath play can be an excellent addition to the edging. I'll bet, Whiplashes. I'll bet that it makes you edge even more and better. Well, namaste to each of you. Make sure you get some sleep, and guys, it's important that, God damn it, I need the button's not working. Kind of really messed up my exit. Fuck. Okay. Good night, each of you. I'll see you on Thursday at 8 p.m. Until then, I'll see you in the Discord. Good night.